I mean, quite easily, honestly.
Come on, all I said was attack that booty asshole chat. What's your problem?
Fuck the chat.
Damn.
Man, fuck you. You better put respect on the chat, man.
Damn fucking
Fuck
asshole.
them.
Why
That's
do
why
you
you a hoe, Alan.
why do you do this, Al?
What have they ever done for me?
Your little dick energy is showing, Alan.
Yeah.
What have they ever
I
done?
hope his
What
little
have
dick
they
is
ever done for me?
They listen to you and they literally take
No,
your
they
side,
don't.
like
Ha,
1%
clearly, a
of the
lot of them
They go
don't
on
listen.
vacation
To
with
me.
us.
time.
Don't even donate to our Patreon, to IlluminatiPatreon.com.
No, they're great.
Wait, so you just shitting on this particular chat, man? Fuck you,
Yeah.
fucking little bitch.
I mean, you specifically told me don't tell the DT chat to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, but like, so you're just saying every other chat's better than our chat. That's essentially what you're saying.
No,
You asshole.
it's just I have so much. It's you see, it's they understand me so well. The chat here, I could tell them to go fuck themselves.
You see, boy.
Oh, shut the goddamn hell up! At least I finished the sentence properly.
He's just
Fuck
like
both
struggling
y'all.
so much to get it out. It's all right, man.
I talk and I review movies and I used to be on One of Us and now I'm on.
One of us. One of us.
Well, I guess we're just starting the show off with it because y'all are clearly a bunch of fucking immature idiots.
I give it 5 microwave batteries out of 10. Movies and a file.
Secret is they're only mad because they never got a chance to join.
I could give a fuck.
Hey man, I'm used to joining on sinking ships, so let me get a chance. Let me hit up Justin real quick.
Okay, well, let's not say that. Man, damn, Contra wants to go all the way, like no safety net at all. Just,
Yeah, motherfucker.
Hey, like most of the writers on One of Us.net.
Damn.
Jesus, what did they do to you?
Yeah, what did they do to you?
I'm having a good old time. I don't give a fuck.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah, go ahead. You know, as a
Look.
matter of fact, I know you talked about announcing it later on, but you want to announce it now, I guess. since
might
it's
as well
already-
announce it now because Ganja can't keep his fucking mouth
I
shut.
can't. I love spoil.
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Any fucking way.
And this is why you a hoe.
Oh my god, why am I friends with you?
Why do you wait for him to interrupt, though? Just say the motherfucking thing.
I'm
God
trying
damn it.
to.
Okay.
Any fucking way. So, a lot of people saw that the most recent thing that one of us posted was the movie Primal, the movie with Nicolas Cage. That is officially my last review for One of Us because of just time and just by scheduling. I am not able to give the time that Screener Squad needs in order to review movies and TV shows, like to watch them and review them at the same time. It has been too much of a strain on my schedule. So I spoke to Justin a couple days ago, and I told him, "Hey, I'm going to leave." He said, "Hey, is there anything he can do to kind of keep me around?" I'm like, no, unfortunately not. I just don't simply have the time. There's enough stuff happening in my life, both at work and with just the other stuff that I'm a part of. I just don't have the time Screener Squad needs. So yeah, it's not gonna be like forever. Like fuck them. Like no, they're all great. It's just unfortunately
Yeah.
I can't give them the time they need.
It's been a long
It's been
time.
a long time. I don't know what song you're singing. It's
For
okay.
you,
Without you, my
friend.
friend.
Oh,
I'll
Jesus.
see you again.
Again. We fucked the last lyric
Yeah,
up.
you
I
are
don't give a
all
fuck. That
very
song-
bad
that song
at
has-
That song is
relevant.
terrible.
Since 2015. Fuck all y'all who's trying to correct me.
But anyways, yeah. So he is gone. It's very, very unfortunate. It just hurts me so much just to hear that. Oh well, but I got more
Yeah,
onto
but-
myself now.
No, again, like it was fun reviewing with everybody. One of my favorite things about it is like I started in January because of Gotham, which fuck. But it was interesting because one of the reasons I joined just because the just like, hey, you want to review Gotham? I'm like, sure. And then eventually just kind of grew to me being able to grow better as a podcaster and just as a reviewer. So I kind of learned how to accentuate or articulate my feelings a little bit better, or just like explain and use better words. Because that was always the problem with my reviews. I would always stammer over my thoughts. But working with them definitely it helped me, especially deal with other people that knew how to articulate it better. I was able to learn like the proper words, the proper pronunciations, just how to properly review something. So it's like I hope I get to work with them, in the future at some point. So, but for right now, you won't be seeing me in any more Screener Squad
I
stuff.
like how, by the way, he says like, man, it taught me to articulate better, whatever. And like earlier, I could have sworn you said like Justin League. Like you kind of like fucked up a minute ago. I'm like,
no, I
man,
didn't.
Yeah, I think you did. Because like you said something like, man, then Justin League, and then I'm like, wait, Justice League, Justin League. Wait,
No,
what?
you just don't listen to me.
I was listening like so much. What the hell, Jet? I'm looking over here in the Facebook chat. Jet's talking about how Diaz sticks 2 fingers up his butthole. What the fuck? What the
Damn.
Are you
fuck?
sure that was Jet or is that that's a Ganja? Is that
Jet.
Gary?
No, that's Jet.
Nah, that's
I just
just
showed
straight
it.
snitching on him.
Wait, Alan, are you looking at the
What?
screen?
Okay, there's a lot of things on screen right now, so I wasn't looking at that screen. Now I'm in the
Hey, Mr.
fucking
Screener
Facebook
Squad,
chat.
check out this screen.
Fuck you. How about that?
I know the Screen Squad didn't teach you how to look at screens, apparently.
You failed the first class.
You know what? I
class.
should just give it up
Watching
the
it.
chat attack. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all and fuck the chat.
But no, Julian said just 2 fingers yet? Oh, fuck you. That's got fat joke or something.
Hey, he's got to work his way up, man. 3 fingers, 4 fingers, and a whole goddamn fist.
And thank you so much, Rox. You're saying his grammar and spelling is still bad. Yeah, we got to put you on a different podcast and make you learn that shit, Alan. What's
He's
up?
gonna become a writer.
How about that?
Alan, can we do like a written podcast just to get you?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So you want a blog?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Or do you want us to type out like the dialogue to each other like we're writing a screenplay?
Ganja over here trying to be Alan's
Nick
best
Diaz
friend.
then said, "Hey Alan, what do you think of the trailer?" Alan sighed, looked down, then looked up, and said, "Fuck this trailer!" Like, what are you talking about?
Ganja, ain't that funny?
You're right. God's not that funny, but you are, Nick. We're laughing our asses off right now.
Fucking asshole. Rox, you get his ass. Come on, help me out here. She's gone.
Ah.
God damn it. Anyways, guys, no. So the chat tag's going on here. Jen, how you doing, by the way? The only person with a fucking brain in this goddamn call, except for Rox. I'm not gonna start a fight with you. But Jen, how you doing? Okay, shit. I take it back. Jesus Christ.
I'm about to say, you sure about that brain part?
Well, like the thing is, like she does, but then she has a fucking silly ass avatar like this. Why would you like?
I'm not wasting my brain power on most of this shit.
Oh shit! You're wasting your internet power. I'm not.
Shit. Close the window.
I'm
You're
not
letting
wasting
the
my
Wi-Fi
internet
out.
on this either.
I'm not even.
Chet, turn off the microwave. Stop cooking up those ramen.
The microwave.
No.
The
The
microwave.
microwave.
You fucked it up. You stupid dummy head, motherfucker. No.
Go
Anyway.
weed. Fuck you.
But no. I'm glad that we got that whole thing out of the way too. But yeah, still go look at like Alan's stuff on.
Oh yeah, and still honestly check out everyone else that's working on there. There's still a lot of people that are still on there, still doing good stuff. They're doing a lot of the Netflix stuff. There's a bunch of screeners coming up. There's still a lot of interesting stuff on there. It's just I won't. It just won't have me on it.
Yeah.
Hey, check one of us while it lasts.
Jesus Christ!
You gotta stop doing that.
No,
By
I'm
the way,
burning
who's
bridges
to
like
say
a
that we're gonna
motherfucker.
last much
You
more?
no. Burn your bridge.
Fuck
Why are you
that
burning my
napalm
bridge?
this shit. He's my Birdman, bitch.
I bet Guy's gonna go. I bet Guy's gonna be over there a year later, over here like, Chris, can I suck your cocks? Can I please be on one of us? Like, I know you're gonna do that. You're gonna be all nice to that motherfucker eventually, and you're gonna wish you didn't say the things you said today, sir.
Nah. You know why?
Why? Why is that, Ganja?
Because Chris also needs a job, so I'm good.
Oh Jesus, Ron, how you doing, man? He says hi.
Move on with this before I don't have a chance to fucking like go back if I ever want to.
Fucking having the greatest time.
You can't go back.
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, not anymore.
Adrian, how you doing? Thank you for the love over there in the YouTube chat. I hope more people show up in the YouTube chat later on tonight too. I don't want you to be all by yourself over there. And then also in the Twitch chat, many people are talking over here. M who dumb
I did not get fired.
No.
I mean, after the shit I've been talking, he might get fired tonight.
Yeah, Justice texted me. He's like, Justice texted me right now. Like, what the fuck?
You tell those motherfuckers to stop. No, sir, I will not stop. No,
Send him my number. I got a few choices.
it's
of words.
Ganja's fault. I was saying good things. One of us is great. They talk.
I don't know. The viewership thinks other.
Oh my god,
You don't even know the
stop.
viewership. Look at our
See,
viewership.
this is why if we ever partner up with anyone, Ganja can't be involved.
Yeah, thank you so much.
At this point, we should just fire Ganja. Fuck it.
How can a farm motherfucker who isn't getting paid?
That's not. By the way, you can fire a volunteer.
I mean, just steal out of his fucking pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you make
You can
negative money
easily
now, Ganja.
like. I don't know how you'd be able to pull it off, but you could be fired from volunteer work.
Dude, to get fired from a free job, you must suck ass, dude. Like,
Introduce you to Ganja, who literally sucks ass.
Look, shut it. I got his credit and his debit. No, babe, no. Shh, leave my
Oh,
money alone.
shit.
What?
no, yeah, she got his credit and his debit.
No.
No, that's a good thing. No, you put so much trust in her to have your stuff. That's cool. You're stupid.
It's mostly for the
More
jokes.
the opposite way around. Her trust is in how much he sucks and
Yeah,
forgets things.
Alan's seen it when I've been on like a kratom and an edible bitch.
Oh,
where
God.
The goal of the night is to see how much of which I can contain.
What the
And
fuck is going on?
I went on. I think I told this story once, but I'll tell it again for anybody that's been watching watching us for the longest. I took like maybe a gram of kratom
Okay,
and ate a gram of edibles. And if you don't know what that is, that's a shitload. And I was so high playing games with Alan that I was like, yo, man, you gotta try this game. I proceeded to buy 6 different games.
Wow.
None of them the game I was looking for.
Yeah.
And that's why I have control over his credit and debit.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. This is cranium, by the way, y'all.
Yes.
It looks like a vitamin. I almost want to take this.
You
just
said
to be a-
cranium, not kratom.
Oh, man, that's my
Kratom.
that's actually my brand right there. So kratom is it's like an opiate, but it comes from the caffeine plant. So it has similar effects, but it's not actually an opiate, so it doesn't affect your what's the shit that makes you breathe out?
Your lungs?
Yeah, the system, not the actual
Your respiratory system.
Yeah, it doesn't just press your respiratory system, so there's no chance of ODing like the other opiates.
Yeah.
So he's my science guy, so I go to him for science questions. all right?
Motherfucker. At this point, I think Dora the Explorer could also help you too.
Blue's Clues and shit.
Well, I do got Nick Diaz, who is my boots. But anyways, so yeah, it just makes you relax and it kind of gives you a similar opiate effect. But if you take a lot, it really will fuck you up.
Bitch,
Yeah.
did you just call him Ma Boots?
Yeah, he's
that's
my
my
boots.
boots right there.
That's my boots.
No, but
Oh,
it looks really
God.
nice and clean. And the thing is too, I'm noticing that it's not like a lighter color, which means it doesn't have the fentanyl in it, right?
Well, no, these things are actually all natural herbs. So unless you're buying it legally, which I don't know why you would, because you get these at any vitamin store, like it literally is one of those things that. Oh, madam, you actually can't overdose on it. So it has a very high LD rate.
Mm-hmm.
So before you actually will get to the point of overdose, you would just throw it all up. Your stomach
Yeah.
will handle the plant matter.
LD lethal dose. It's measured in. It's measured in what's the amount it would take to kill 50% of a population of your cells. So
It's more like a relaxing caffeine pill, but it comes from the same family.
Relaxing caffeine pill. What the fuck? That's
Yeah,
a
because
weird
all right, this is
combination.
this is the weird thing with fucking plants. Like, all right, so everyone knows weed, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
talked to
actually
him
one.
before.
That's one plant of like 30 other different plants from the cannabis family
Okay.
that don't get you high. Like, it's weird like that. Like, there's different plants with different effects, but they're all part of the same family.
Yeah, no, because I was recently reading about this stuff because I was watching a Artie Lang interview with Joe Rogan, and like I just kind of got in, like a huge little like rabbit hole, whatever. And yeah, apparently meth. The only thing that's like wrong with meth, or not meth, but heroin, is the fentanyl that's in it because like heroin, like as raw source, is actually not that bad. Like it won't like do some really fucked up shit to you, whatever. It doesn't really get you too addicted to it. You can just take it and it's like, oh shit, Jesus Christ. But like you can just stop. But the fentanyl is what makes your body just crave it. Like it becomes part of you and you just keep fucking needing it.
Well, fentanyl is a more concentrated form too.
Yeah, but that's fucking crazy. It's like, I mean, honestly, heroin's not even white.
Well,
apparently.
fentanyl, it has actual like so an epidural. Most hospitals, if they're like on the low end, they will actually give you fentanyl in your epidural.
Ooh, fuck that, dude.
But it's medically dosed, so they know how to give you the right amount that you won't OD, and it will just numb the area effectively and come on. Because the reason why people use fentanyl in a hospital setting is it's the fastest acting opiate.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if let's say we're doing like a quick surgery on you, they can give you fentanyl and you will be numb right then and then, within like 5 seconds. So it's dependable, and it won't knock you out right away. Like, let's say some other what do they call them? They got anesthesia. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
fucking weird.
a lot of women when they give birth, if they get an epidural, they give them fentanyl. That's why some women describe a warm sensation when they get it coming up their back. That's actually the heroin kicking in.
Jesus
and that's
Christ.
why America is
Yeah.
currently suffering through an opioid epidemic because they prescribe that shit like Tic Tacs.
Yes.
You know, the biggest thing too is like another thing I found out recently is that I guess they give people the ability to like sit in something like I thought this was fake. Whoa, drop my fucking mic.
Fucking
Drop my
Butterfingers.
goddamn-
Sitting there, ran out of the room
you
halfway
got
through
lost
the
in
story.
stock, babe.
No, if fentanyl came out, I was like, whoa, be right back. No,
The fentanyl order from Amazon. Amazon Prime.
no,
Yeah,
but-
Chinese dealers. Hold on.
but no, the thing is I want to bring up is that in the movie Upgrade, which my favorite movie of 2018, we never did a top 10 list, but like my god, that's my favorite movie of 2018. Anyways, this movie, there's a point in it where I was like, oh, that's fucking fake. Where basically this character right here, I don't know if you guys can see him, but basically he's in his wheelchair, he fucked up his back and everything, and before he gets a cell processor thing that's in his fucking spine, he's giving himself like pain medication by hitting a button. And I was like, man, that would never happen because they would just abuse it. Apparently, that's the thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they do that normally as fuck.
Yeah, they often try to they have to put a limit on it so that people don't just fucking, die. But yeah, for the most part, it's like, I don't know what the exact like limit of it is, but like you can basically have a button to increase your pain if you're feeling like uncomfortable.
Well, none of that. With when it comes to the hospital, they can't really tell when you're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they have the benefit of is when they get you in those rooms, you will not get the cleanest opiate like this. So it's the fact that you're in there And the thing with opiates is when you're actually in pain, like to the level of this guy where you're just like physically disabled, constantly in pain, and your nerves just going crazy
Immobilized.
24/7,
Yeah.
you really don't get high unless you take larger doses. So most people, when they give them the button, it only gives them a release enough to like either lower the pain, or if they have a real low tolerance, they'll get high anyways. But that's just because they got low tolerance. But most people just numb the pain. They don't actually become intoxicated by the drug.
Okay.
That's why you can sometimes take it at work.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not even a drug. Like, I'm not someone who dabbles in drugs. But like, if I fucked up my knee or my back or something, and I had that shit, and I could take enough to get me a little bit high, I'm doing it, dude. Like, fuck yeah.
And that's why we have an opioid epidemic happening.
Well, that's
Alan-
the thing. Like most people that have the severe
No, I'm
illnesses,
sorry, but this is why we have the
you
epidemics
motherfuckers
here.
He's not
have
wrong.
problems over there in Canada too, guys. Get the fuck
I
over
said
yourself.
we.
Well, then you're gay. I don't know. Like,
It's a problem of overly prescribing these incredibly intoxicating fucking narcotics for basically, in a lot of cases, menial amounts of pain, and it's causing a huge fucking problem everywhere.
one of us should have paid for some speech lessons, grammar lessons, and spelling classes.
I was like, and that's we got a huge problem. Adrian,
Nobody likes you,
you
Roxy.
got fucking.
All right, so
scoliosis.
Gary-
Nobody
can
likes
say-
you either, fucking Mary
Yeah,
Brown chicken
but
lover.
at least I can admit it. You just call me a brown chicken.
Mary Brown chicken lover.
Yeah,
You really gonna say that Mary Brown is better than Popeyes?
We
Yeah,
still don't
I'll
even
say
know
right
who that
goddamn
dick
now.
is.
I had a sandwich with them today
I-
that was delicious.
What?
Yeah, sex with him.
Let's go fuck yourself. They're acrylics.
It was delicious.
I had sex with him and he was delicious.
Bitch, I'll fight you with these acrylics.
Yeah, I'll fight you too.
Oh,
I'll throw
You
the-
can't reach.
Alan
Aw.
trying to fight women again, y'all.
He loves to hit women.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Over here saying fuck the chat. You deserve this, Alan. You deserve
Fuck the
this.
chat.
Also, Gary in the chat right now, speaking of upgrade a guy that gets a chip implant to his dick. It turns into a massive sex god. His dick decided to fuck everything. Quite literally, it's a giant dildo. It's purple.
Oh Lord.
It's purple. It's purple. It's giant. It's a big old dick,
Yes.
Alan.
Big old dick, Alan. Big old dick.
Oh yeah, you can. Love
Oh,
it, Alan.
yeah.
I feel sorry for this. Like,
Oh,
I've had
fuck
this
you,
guy-
Alan. What did Alan do? He's been
I
really
literally
nice
tell
to
the
him.
chat to go fuck themselves, but I'm gonna also say fuck you too.
Thank you for not doing that voice in Vegas, by the way.
Oh, babe. Like when you
You
started.
mean in Miami? Because we haven't been to Vegas yet.
Speaking
They
of
went to
drugs,
Vegas already. Numbnuts.
me and Roxy we went to Vegas, and marijuana's legal in Vegas, by the way.
Oh.
And she tried an edible for the first time, and it went south. And she looked at me. She was like, "Gary." And for like a split second, I thought about doing the voice,
That would've been fucked up.
but
Yeah,
exactly, I don't know if she could handle. Like, all right, when people are coming up like that, you can sometimes either scare them or laugh them into a moment where they sober up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if she didn't find that funny or didn't scare her the right way, it would have been over the rest of the day.
No, basically, I freaked out and I started fighting him, and then he's trying to get me on the bed, and I'm fighting him because I don't want to get on the bed. Then next thing you know, I
Well,
get
that
on the
sounds
bed and I
fucking-
pass out.
That's a criminalizing. He was trying to put me on the bed.
I
I was
know
like,
it
no.
sounds criminalizing, but all right, this is for anybody. If you're in a legal weed state and you give your friend a first time trip and it goes south, get them to a bed. Alan, the reason I left you alone is you were on the couch and I thought you were going to pass out, but your ass decided to do a paranormal activity and wonder.
Yeah, it scared the fuck out of me.
But
I'm
honestly,
sorry.
if you have a bad trip on weed, what you got to try to do is eat something or lay down and try to pass out. Because as soon as you get on the bed and relax a little bit, you will pass out.
Well, the thing is I tried to at one point, but I kept being afraid that I was gonna stop breathing.
That's a weird concern, Alan.
Yeah, Alan should have ate something because he was already too high. He needed to come
It
down.
was way too much. Well,
Yeah.
no, and that and Roxy kept looking at me like I was gonna die. I'm like, am I? So I started freaking out a
You
little
were on
bit.
the edge of the chair. I didn't
I was
want you to hit
fine.
your head.
He was definitely on the edge, babe.
Oh man. but no.
Boo. Fucking boo.
I'm looking over here in the chat. Ron saying, "Dude, Nick, no, level 9 or 10." I'm like, wait, well, in what case? Like, I'm thinking, like, do you think I'm gonna take that many fucking drugs? Like, no, it's.
No,
Yeah.
that's how many fingers you're
Nick
taking.
believes in get book. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you on heroin?
Yo,
I
Chris Cox,
wish,
if you
'cause
guys
that would
can,
explain it.
Can you give him some more training? Just a little bit more.
Shut
just
the
a little more training.
fuck up. Maybe I'll just go back to one of us and say fuck the
Man,
chat attack.
Penelope is more coherent than you are.
I took a
tonight.
couple
Jesus.
hits right now, and I'm way more coherent than you. Shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Just like, what the fuck? He just went. Blamp.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say even.
Nick believes in book good. Did you say that? Nick believes in book good.
I can't find it. I might have said that.
Nick believes in the good book. I think was he was trying to say.
I mean, books are good. I'll give you that.
My favorite is the Manifesto, personally.
Oh, don't you start.
Hey, we're people of the world unite.
It's
We have
bad
nothing
enough
to
that I
lose.
had to go to one of those conventions with you.
Babe, nothing to lose but our chains. These are bombs right here.
You had to lie to get me in there.
Hey, that's because sometimes we get a little too secrecy. The FBI's watching, babe. They got my number.
Fucking M. Hudama says, more of the story, don't go to Popeyes. Or, in Alan's case, don't go to Mary Brown and then call it
So-
Popeyes.
Okay, no, the thing is, no, what
'Cause
I
you
did
end up
is,
fucking her.
I went to Popeyes because
Delicious.
there are
delicious.
Popeyes locations in my city, so I was looking through their menu to see if they have sandwiches. I was under the impression that the chicken sandwich was just the chicken sandwich. I didn't think they had multiple different versions of it.
Oh my god.
So when I went to eat, I was like, okay, yeah, it was okay. And then people tell me, oh, it's actually the wrong one. And people even that were in my city, it's like, yeah, it fucked us up too. Apparently there are different fucking versions. So I was like, oh, okay. Because I also said, yeah, there are chicken sandwiches I enjoy more that are actually in my city. I think Wendy's is actually up there with my favorite.
No, I
Just 'cause
actually
Wendy's
understand
doesn't-
where Alan's coming from. Like, someone said, I love local pizza. And Pizza Hut's close to me. It's very local. So I had
Sure.
some pizza from there, and I was like, it's just so bad. It's like not even slightly close to local.
All right, so that's a legit thing. Like,
I'm actually
different
joking, by
area.
the way. No one laughed, but that was supposed to be making fun of him. Just
Oh no,
put that out
I
there.
thought.
Oh,
thought
don't
you
worry,
were-
we weren't laughing.
Yeah, I thought you were being serious for a second there. I was
No,
about to
not that
explain to you,
fucking
like,
stupid. It's not local pizza. It's Pizza Hut. It's a fucking chain.
yeah, that's the thing.
But,
like,
but
it's
anyway, what I want to
Sleepy
say is the Mary Brown's location, I just assumed it was at this point, until someone tells me otherwise, I assume any fucking restaurant in here is just a fucking international chain, because honestly most of the shit up here is, at least in my city, everywhere you go to, Harvey's, Arby's, all that shit is all international bullshit, because so I assume everything is until someone tells me no, that's only Canadian. So I was like, yeah, I really enjoyed this Mary Brown's thing. I assumed it was just everywhere. I didn't know not only is it local, there's only 2 in my city, to the extent where I'm pretty sure it's only for my city. So it threw me off. I was like, oh, nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about? Okay, when y'all come up here, I'll treat you there, because it's really the best chicken sandwich I've had in the city.
I am gonna like break character for a second with Alan, because here's the thing. You guys know it's a bit that I fuck with Alan, and also he's stupid. But the thing is, though,
Fuck you.
I gotta take a minute
Little
just to kind
retarded.
of say this. Alan actually is a smart guy, and I'm kind of curious. Like, you being as smart and pretty mature as you are, Alan, why the fuck did you go and try to get the chicken Popeye sandwich just because the whole fucking internet is like? You're
I wanted
above
to
that,
see if
dude.
it was. I like chicken sandwiches.
You're
Probably my
above
favorite
that.
thing to get. Like, that's my favorite fast food thing next to burgers is chicken sandwiches. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to see what's going on, because everyone's trying it. I was like, why not? I didn't know that it was only an American thing. I just assumed because we had it, it would be international, and I was wrong.
But you know, it's not gonna be like. I mean, like it's just like a trending thing. Like it's like this.
True, but if it's
sauce.
good, it's good. You know.
Okay, I'll let you have that. The best thing about that picture that you posted too, by the way, was the fucking French fries. Popeye's French fries needs
Are
to have a
actually pretty
meme
good.
around that shit. Yeah, that's just fucking delicious. And just like what Alan said, Mary Brown is fucking delicious as fuck. So yeah, we'll move on from
Yeah,
that.
and the I'm starting to really like wedge fries. Like at first I was like,
man.
no, fries are only like the thin ones. Like, but I'm like, you know what? Wedge fries are pretty good.
No, Kirk, I have not gone. Anybody who has actually hung out with us knows that I did not go and get me no chicken fucking sandwich, because like I never had an actual sandwich before. So
Yeah,
my
that
thing
motherfucker's
is, like,
crazy.
every time I try to go to try it, like earlier I got home early and I try to walk by the local Popeyes, and I swear to God, they were like, it's out.
yeah,
Yeah, we got to get more bread. Okay, so that's like 2 attempts already.
They're the Nintendo of fast food. They keep making this product everyone wants, but never being able to have enough supply for the demand.
Also, it doesn't change me, man, because honestly, the chicken sandwich is all right. I really don't like chicken sandwich too much because it's too filling sometimes, even from Chick-fil-A.
Sure.
I really just get like, because everyone's like, oh man, this is the Chick-fil-A killer, or this is going to replace Chick-fil-A. Man, that Chick-fil-A breakfast can't be beat.
I tried Chick-fil-A. I mean, albeit I did try it like in the fast food area in the airport, so I can't say, oh, I tried the authentic experience. I'm not a huge fan of Chick-fil-A.
You got to try the breakfast. It's
Also,
the bomb.
who puts pickles on a chicken burger?
I
Yeah.
do.
That is like,
Roxy.
besides
you
YouTube
know
crack
Jed
addicts.
does.
Yeah, I know, Jed. I was thinking normal
Will you
people.
just call the skinniest people in the room 2 fat guys?
I said crack addicts.
Oh, you called the two people
Listen
don't do
to
crack.
me.
It's hard to
Book
listen to
it,
because you never
Alan.
stop. You never stop. There's other words, other
They
voices.
just pick
and
it
it's just
up and then.
you just
Hey,
keep-
just like wrestling. Hey, just like wrestling, Nick. Pick a day of the week and tune in.
That doesn't make no fucking sense, you bird.
I don't know.
No, anyways, what were you saying, Alex? I didn't understand you.
Okay, who puts pickles on a chicken burger? That
no,
makes
we already-
no sense.
Me.
Me and Jet.
Besides you two crack addicts.
I'm
Book
gonna go
good,
nuts real fast.
Alan.
I
Book
like how we
good.
just rewinded the shit.
Pretty much. No, it's alright. I don't like pickles in general, and the only thing you should really ever put on a chicken burger is lettuce, mayonnaise, and that's honestly about it.
Alan,
I don't want to hear you
I put pickles on my chicken sandwich.
because you're
Or
like,
chicken burger if you're Canadian, apparently.
Alan, you know who doesn't do things that you do? Dry fucking ramen. Literally, the instructions in the back of the fucking package says, put it in water, boil it for this amount of time.
Now
Like-
that's a real crackhead move. You're eating
Yeah.
dry ramen.
Now
Now
that's a
that's
good-
crackhead.
It really is a
That's
crackhead
delicious. And
That's
if
a
I had some
starving-
right now, I would.
That's-
You got a point. That is some Section 8 housing shit.
Yeah, that's some hungry crackhead
Look,
fucking.
look, I don't know where the fuck Daehan is. He probably left because Nick doesn't know how to pronounce his fucking name. But he said that is apparently a Chinese delicacy, which makes sense because the area of the city I grew up in was right beside Chinatown. So a lot of my friends,
Culture steal?
it bled into it. That culture bled into our culture.
No, he's out
I'm
here.
Arab.
He's out here gentrifying ramen.
What?
Ryan says, I already knew the sandwich wasn't in Canada. Mary Brown's is actually a large chicken chain in Canada. So, yeah, it is. You're actually, I mean, you're in luck, man. Like, this actually isn't. Whoa, damn, your bird's fucking.
The hell was that?
Your fucking fur was.
She was picking one of her feathers out, and I guess she got it, but she wasn't ready for it. And she yelled. I was watching her. She yelled, and then Al looks at her. and She yells at him like he did.
It's like, well, fine. Sorry for bothering you, I guess.
That bird's tired of your shit.
Yeah, she
You
is.
shouldn't be laughing too hard.
Damn.
I'm fucking dying.
That's fucking awesome. Oh my god, but yeah. Anyways, dude, what the fuck was you talking about?
No, please, no, Alan.
Somebody in the chat earlier, I think it was Max actually, but he was asking about Death Stranding, and all you said was,
Yep.
"I played it," so that's fuck you. That's not.
Well, I figured that we were gonna get to a point where I can talk about it on the stream.
Okay, but so far, how much time have you put into it?
I want, just because of time, I want to say about an hour and a half.
That's enough
So
time
it
to
just
have-
started.
I think that's enough time to have initial reactions. So this is not a review, by the way, people. But I'm
No.
so curious because I was going to ask you this like in the after hours, anyways. But might as well just do it on here. Death Stranding, man. What are you feeling so far about this?
I think it's weird because when I was seeing all the reviews and people talking about it and like, oh, it's so confusing. Oh, it's just like a movie. Oh, the gameplay's kind of okay. I'm like, so you're describing a Kojima game. And a lot of the reviews are like, oh my god, this is so weird. This is whatever the fuck. I'm like, you guys are clearly just bought into the hype because everyone's like, oh, Kojima's so great. Kojima's so great. He's the greatest thing in the world. Oh, well, now I like Kojima because everyone else says Kojima's great. But you never actually played a Kojima game. Like, I played MGS 1, 2, 3, Peace Walker, Phantom Pain, and 4. Like, I played most of the Metal Gears. So it's like, I kind of understand that he does take, like, the first hour and a half to 2 hours of his game is really, really slow. So when I was playing this, I was like, okay, this is very slow. There's maybe not that much gameplay. I really just kind of I basically just did a delivery run from one end of the map to the other. But I'm liking the story. I'm liking the premise. And it's heavily story-based. And after playing MGS5, which has almost no story, this is really refreshing. It's a very, very slow-paced game. This is, to me, very remnant of how Red Dead 2 starts. Where it's
yikes.
super... And yeah, if that immediately made you look at a ceiling going, oh, God, you're not going to like this game. But honestly, I don't think a lot of people are going to like Death Stranding, and I don't think that's the game's fault. This game isn't made for mass market. It's not made so that everybody, hey, you pick it up, you play it, you have fun. This is really made for a small amount of people. This might as well be an indie game for how niche the genre is going to be. If you're a fan of Kojima's long story, especially if you're a fan of MGS2, you'll probably enjoy this because this is very remnant MGS2. It takes a long time. It focuses heavily on certain characters that are going to come up, and it gives you a lot of exposition right away and a lot of terms that make no sense to you until they slowly start getting explained. As far as the actual gameplay, so far it seems to be is just wander off, and it has weird elements of depending on how much weight you have, how balanced you are. So if you're running, you have a lot of weight on you, you'll actually fall side to side. So you have to kind of, like, especially in rivers like you're showing, you have to kind of keep your balance. If you fall off, shit will fall and whatever. I haven't really gone to anything heavy because again, this is a very, very slow burn game, but I am enjoying myself.
Yeah, I
So-
think Kirk trying to throw off some fucking shit. I mean, this is not for Fortnite Call of Duty players. I know, bitch.
Well, he means it's like it's not okay. People use the word casual as like gross or disgusting. It's not a casual game. It is for people that really want to play a slow burn. This is like a novel, basically. Imagine the equivalent of you reading a novel in video game format. You're playing the game. It's very slow. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of build-up. There's a lot of character introductions, and then eventually you get to the gameplay. And as far as the gameplay,
that's just half the fun sometimes.
and again, literally, within the first hour, you either want this or you don't. It's honestly as simple as that. And to me, it's like I do want to keep playing. I just wish I had more time in the day.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus with his fetus.
Oh my god, the baby! 15 minutes before we saw a baby on screen.
I was about to ask you that. I was actually
Oh,
wondering too.
Tell you real quick. So
What's
y'all
up?
know Illuminati podcast on the Metropolis Collective. Go check that out. We're waiting for Alan to do a production meeting, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hop in like 15 minutes." And me and Rufus are hanging out bullshit, and he proceeds to send us messages 10, 15 minutes later. Yo, man, I found the baby. This man was playing fucking Death Stranding and told us 15 minutes like he was doing something.
I was doing something.
I'm gonna be honest though, I'm kind of imagining like those production meetings being like, "Yo, man, what's up?" Like just like that kind of shit. So it's like,
That's kind of how it starts. We just pop in, and then Ganja does some stupid bullshit. Get this motherfucker did. Oh yeah, well guess this stupid shit that happened to Shows on the Toes, and then we'll just go off for an hour and go, hey, that's a topic, and then we just throw it in there.
yeah, but no,
Like our new target is Hollywood. I don't know why.
no, I know why. I know
What's up?
why. I know that.
It's more because they've been on some bullshit lately, so it's been fun to make fun of them in the past couple shows.
Wait, what's up?
No, that lately we've been on our anti-Hollywood binge.
Oh fuck yeah! I think almost every episode we've had in the last 2 months has been, hey, fuck you, Hollywood. We have actually a segment of fuck you, Hollywood, and if you like it, fuck you too.
Yeah, so eventually, like the next episode, we're gonna try to get more focused back to history and like more deep politics. But yeah, if you've been watching our show, we're gonna try to put that to rest now for a little bit.
About
Nah.
fucking Hollywood though. Like I will say, I don't think it's Hollywood that's the problem right now. I think it's just people that fucking like worship Hollywood. That's my issue. It's like
Yes,
It's
and
the
no.
fandom worshiping something and not accepting the criticism, because anything that you like, no matter what, will always be there'll always be some sort of dark undertone to it, no matter fucking what it is. I'm a scientist, so I should fucking know that there's some stupid shit that happens. But it's whether or not you're willing to accept the
I'm trying to
consequences.
connect Hollywood to science.
I mean, if you want to go back early, Einstein was like hanging out with Marilyn Monroe and shit. Like these guys were rock stars early on.
They were there. They were early rock stars, and there were a lot of people that did their vaccine tests on orphan children. So
Fucking Oppenheimer invented the fucking A bomb and was actually holding like swinger parties and shit.
mhm. But it's whether or not you can accept the criticism, and you see that on the internet where people are not willing to accept the criticism of Hollywood, and that's where it's getting like being gone to ruthless pissed off. It's like, accept that there's some bullshit in here, and don't try to fucking sweep it under the rug or defend it. Call it out for what it is, but still enjoy what you want to enjoy.
And
There's
it's
no- yeah.
And it's not like it's helped us. Like it's been like back after back something in the news of like, oh look, this one person always claims to be like a huge liberal or progressive. Well, guess who they're hanging out with right now? Like it happened with Ellen hanging out with George Bush, and then
God.
it happened with fucking Bill Maher hanging with the guy that does PragerU. And if you guys don't know PragerU, it's like an ultra right wing like conspiracy type college essay place.
Jesus. One thing I'm getting sick of too is the fucking Scorsese comments where people just keep talking about it. Like, there's nothing there, y'all. Like,
There's nothing
the guy
new
doesn't
there,
like
like-
fucking Marvel movies. Like, what's the
Yeah,
problem?
it's one person's opinion. And the only reason you give a shit about his opinion is because you like his movies. It's the equivalent of you want your buddy to like your fucking movies. Like, guess what? It doesn't fucking happen. Like, if that's the case, I shouldn't be Nick's friend.
Yeah, but like that's the biggest thing too. I feel like everyone who's been reacting the way to Scorsese, you kind of just put yourselves out there of just being sensitive bitches. Like, just one of those things of like, "Man, I hate that guy. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about." It's like maybe he does know what he's talking about. He just doesn't agree with you. It's literally that's it. He didn't say you're shitty. He didn't say, "Oh, the fans who watch it are fucking dumb." He didn't say that. He was just like, "Dude."
3 weeks ago, you were hailing him. Oh man, he's back. He's the best filmmaker ever. Whatever. Oh man, he doesn't like Marvel movies. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry. I don't like a lot of Scorsese movies. I fucking agree with him, 100%. I have no like ill feelings towards him. I agree with what he's saying because he has a point, especially the last like couple of years of it. But I still enjoy some of the superhero products that come out, irregardless of his opinion.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing too. Of just like this dude's doing Irishman. He's coming out. I think should be coming out next week.
I feel like it's pretty soon, in a couple days, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, that's coming out, and I know that it got early reviews and people said it was good. Is this whole like his opinion on Marvel going to change people's like reviews? Of that? Like,
I don't. I
shitty.
doubt they're gonna review bomb like they did Captain Marvel and some DC stuff.
Yeah, but I guarantee you that's gonna be like a context like, oh, this guy who's out of touch doesn't know how to make a movie nowadays. It's like, no, don't take nothing away from him. Like,
There will be the reviewers going, well, he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. For someone that really speaks highly of cinema, he clearly didn't make anything cinematic here. It'll be there in a negative review, I promise you.
yeah, it's just annoying. So yeah, but no, Hollywood, yeah, fuck Hollywood in a sense, but at the same time, it's like, at least Hollywood stayed with how they are. They never changed. They're always been shitty. So it's like,
Yeah.
we accepted it back then, we should accept it now. But fans, it's just like, oh, we really hate Louis C.K., but Roman Polanski, he was great, wasn't he? It's like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. But with that said, though, Death Stranding, though, it's funny you got into Hollywood while talking about Death Stranding.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is technically a Hollywood thing. Like, it has Guillermo del Toro on it, and it's really trying to capture those sci-fi horror films from what I'm seeing from the trailer and all the aesthetics that are coming out from the game.
Yeah, but when you look at the source of who's making it, it's less of he's more of just they're just his buddies. Like it'd be like if I made a video game and I would get y'all motherfuckers in there for whatever fucking roles. It's less of he's trying to paint Hollywood in this image. It's like no, they're just friends of his, and he's like I want my friends in this video game because they make cool shit.
No, I mean in terms of like he got people that are known for being in the Hollywood game to actually help with this film.
Well,
Not this film, the game.
Oh, 100%, but it's also they're like they hang out, they go to lunch, they're good friends. It'd be like again, like how many podcasts me and you Ganja are also a part of because we're friends with people.
Yeah, that makes
point.
sense. And Hideo Kojima just keeps people close to him because he knows that like dealing with corporate people, whatever, he's always fucked up. He's always saying the wrong thing, whatever. So it's like he needs to have friends around him because he's gonna say some shit and it's gonna ruin things. So
All right,
Well,
so
again,
one of the things that I hope from Death Stranding is because Kojima wants to do more games, is I'm hoping that Death Stranding doesn't seem like it's up my alley, but his thing he likes to do is he likes to build an engine and then try to add onto it similar to what you see what the Rockstar people do. And I'm wondering what the next game's going to be with this engine because this game looks fucking amazing and what the stuff you can do and the way it responds to human motion.
Yeah, no, because the visuals, like the character models and stuff like that, is incredible. It feels and plays very similarly to MGS5. So if you like enjoyed the kind of the way MGS5 felt, this feels very, very similar. But yeah, I am curious to see kind of more. I want to see what happens. Like, I've not gone to combat yet, but the game is basically hinting. It's doing that open world thing of, oh man, here are the bad guys. You have to go to this destination. Hey, at some point you might meet up with the bad guys. So it's going to be like something where it's like you play The Witcher, Red Dead. Like on the way, you'll get attacked like as you're doing deliveries. It's a delivery game for the most part. So it's like, hey, go get these deliveries from one point to the next. But it's really interesting because this game isn't. It's weird because me and Nick have had this discussion off camera. But this game is a linear game. It just doesn't look like it.
yeah, no, and that's fine sometimes. There's certain games that's come out recently that are not linear, and I'm like, okay, like I like not linear, but when you're so open, it's like it's empty. It's fucking annoying.
Well, yeah, because it's one of those things where we had this discussion. It's like, so if you want to know, for me, my personal, like for me, what I define as open world and linear is, I take iconic video games and be like, okay, GTA is open world. How is it open world? What is the first thing you do when you pick up the game? Like, Nick, if you were to play GTA 5 right now, where are you? You are just in your house? What is your objective there? Well, unless it literally says, like, your objective is probably nothing except for, hey, I'm going to go to my car and maybe I'll go to this, like, L on the map and Lester will give me a mission. I'll go to this M on the map and someone will give me a mission. That's what I define as an open world game. A linear game is, for God's sake, Wolfenstein 2. What do you do when you pick up Wolfenstein 2? Go to the end of this corridor and shoot as many enemies as possible to get to the next cutscene. Maybe you can explore this closet and find like some journal about some dude that was staying there or whatever the fuck. But what ends up happening, the level finishes and you move on to the next part. So that like those are
it's like
it's sequential. Death Stranding is sequential. So what did I start off with? Hey, go to this location, deliver this package. Okay, what happened? I got a cutscene. What's happening next? I got to go to this other area to do another cutscene. I now learned now learned what my moves are. I now learned a lot of other stuff, but I can't necessarily go back, or I can't just go to this other part yet. So it's kind of this. Basically, it's a much more wider linear game.
I'm looking over here in the chat. Raheem saying Coppola needs to stick to fucking making wine. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Gary. But yeah, we'll jump off of both of these things because one thing I want to touch on. What the fuck is touch? No, the one thing I want to touch on People were talking about Death Stranding being like kind of like a movie in a sense, and
Yep.
you know, it being creepy. And it's like, dude, I've been loving so many movies that come out that are creepy. So I'm like in the mode for it. I'm like, dude, yeah, like I want some thrillers, I want some suspense. I'm down for it. I want to be confused. I want to know what the fuck or not know what the fuck.
It's very confusing, but
Yeah,
a
but, like,
sense
no,
of
what
yeah.
I'm gonna say to move
Apologies.
on is there's this fucking movie trailer that we're gonna discuss because that was the worst segue we've ever done. And look, man, I don't give a fuck about the Invisible Man. I liked Hollow Man back in the day, but I'm looking at this and I like the idea that like, okay, like I'm in the mode. I want to be confused. I kind of want to not know what's going on because trailers kind of show too much anyways. But then I'm looking at something like this and I'm like, dude, there's a big chance that literally nothing's going on. I don't know if you remember this movie, but last year, I think it was 2 years ago, this movie came out that was filmed on an iPhone called Unsane. Do you remember that at all, Alan?
Nah, I think I heard about it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I heard good things about it, but I think I heard good things about it because people were so like, oh my god, I can't believe it's filmed on a fucking phone, like an iPhone. As well as the fact that, like, the movie, I mean, there's so much of this movie, and I didn't watch the entire thing, so I don't know, like, what the twist was or anything. But lots of it is just her dealing with her, you know, she keeps seeing this guy just chasing her. And he just keeps appearing in places. And all she does is look at her phone, look out the window, is bored as fuck. And I'm sorry, I see the exact same thing with this Invisible Man trailer. But Alan, what are you thinking, man?
So, but yeah, for people that haven't seen the trailer, essentially what it is she's being stalked by this one guy, and it's a huge problem. I think he ends up attacking her, and then ends up just dying in his apartment, whatever the fuck. And then later on, when she thinks like, oh, the guy's gone, she starts kind of hearing voices and feeling a presence, and it turns out that the dude is invisible. And they're doing that by showcasing, like, this is literally like Paranormal Activity style, where like that kitchen shot, it's like, maybe he's there, maybe he's not. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's some stupid fucking bullshit. And honestly, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, unless this guy's a ghost, a demon, or has some sort of supernatural powers, he's just a person with invisibility powers. Invisibility is really not that good of a superpower if you're trying to scare somebody.
Well, they're not doing some Marvel shit where it's a superpower. I mean, it's just scary.
But even then, it's like it's trying to be some sort of like weird, like, oh my god, where can he be? Okay, my room's pretty fucking small right now. If I were to close the door right fucking now, the guy's either in the room or he's not in the room. Now that he's in the room, I can easily, like, this is not a big room. It would be pretty easy to find someone in here. It would not be that fucking difficult with the amount of tools I have in this fucking room. So even with that, it's like, well, how are they going to keep the guy in the room? Oh, they'll have him breathe cold or put his ass cheeks on the couch or something to make you afraid. It's like, oh, fuck, this is so lame. This is just Paranormal Activity without the fucking, what's up?
Well, this goes back to when we had that big argument about In the Tall Grass. You're like, ooh, he's invisible. That's not actually what the fear is. Like, I think you missed the point of what the whole, like, threatening portion of this. The threatening portion of this is the fact that it's an abusive ex-boyfriend who wants to beat her ass like he used to.
Okay,
so, like, that's what's
then
scary. Like,
you don't need to be invisible.
Well, he died. Like, circumstances led to him being gone.
Circumstances led to him being invisible.
Well, yeah, because he's a scientist, apparently. So, ooh, I got your fucking...
Oh, God. It's going to be some lame bullshit where he accidentally blows himself up in a lab or something. And, oh, my God. This is
like,
so
here's the biggest thing, though, is, like imagine, like, I know it's not a big superpower and you could possibly find me if I'm in the room or whatever, but, like, okay, you know who has the advantage if I'm invisible beating your ass? Me. Because if I wanted to, I can just, like, hide behind something. You won't see me, and I can just throw something at you, and all you see is a fucking chair lunge at your face. Like, that's
again, what do? I put myself in a small enough area that you don't have much to throw at me. Because my thing we talked about earlier is let's go in a bathroom where you're either in the bathroom or you're not. You can't walk through walls or whatever, unless they have a second trailer and this guy just has, whatever powers he needs to actually be somewhat of a threat. At the end of the day, he's just a dude. So it's like, okay.
What if I throw my makeup powder on you and then you don't become invisible anymore?
Yeah, like what if I'm in a bathroom and I just run the shower and it's full of steam, so there's steam everywhere? Guess what I'm gonna notice? A body.
But dude, you're acting like you're an invisible man hunter. Like you're
not.
You're just a girl.
Care about an invisible person.
Yeah, but you're just I'm a dumbass and I'm figuring this shit out. So it's like it wouldn't be that difficult for anyone else to figure this out.
From a perspective as a viewer on a trailer, like the character doesn't know.
Okay, if somebody's attacking me right now, like I said, my door is closed right now, and I'm again 90% sure nobody invisible is in my room right now. I'm pretty fucking safe. So unless she can't hear a door opening,
what if
like lock your fucking doors, people?
The woman goes to work and she has to go to the store and shit. Like maybe
lock your door.
People break this shit. Maybe he's lived there.
Okay.
Maybe he knows the smart lock code and fucking and then turn it open. Like he might have a spare key that's also invisible, Alan.
Then as soon as you get home, lock yourself in your room, and then you can easily figure out through just moving shit around and figure out there's only a few places a human can stand without really rubbing up or bumping into anything. Carry a spritz gun around you that has some paint in it, and you'll figure this out easily.
So like, is this?
I'm sorry, this is not a big deal.
Is this invisible person wearing clothes, or is their
No.
clothes invisible with them?
They're
he's bad.
usually invisible people are naked.
Yeah.
So this invisible person, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, just has their whole dick just swinging out.
Pretty much.
Probably.
Yeah. But it's not hard though.
Yeah, like Max in the chat has it. It's pretty lame on its own. Like Invisible Woman Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four has the ability to make shields and
Okay,
shit.
but you're
That makes her
comparing this to
useful.
silly kid shit.
This is silly. This is stupid fucking
no,
bullshit.
Because she's been abused. And by the way, here's the biggest thing about this that you're arguing this lame point because it's like she might be crazy. There might not be an invisible man. She's fucking nuts. Look at her face. She looks like she just shit her pants and she enjoyed it.
No, there is, because the movie shows some bullshit action scene where I laughed my ass off. Where I'm assuming the guy's got to act like he's getting his ass handed to him and then shoots himself with a leg. I was laughing. So
Maybe
we
it was
know
an
there's an
accident.
invisible person.
He's
Look,
probably
look.
clumsy.
By the way, you just brought up a good point. How to make this movie better? We don't know if he's invisible or she's crazy. Now it's a suspense of, is she telling the truth or is she not? We can actually, that'd be something I'd want to watch. Is she right? Like, that's something we were watching with Joker where it's like, hey, how much of this is actually real? But they showcase this as real. They have the hand on the window. They have his ass cheeks in the fucking leather couch.
Look at Babadook. There's
No, but we see the guy's ass print in the fucking leather chair. We see his hand on the fucking window.
God damn, you're very focused on the ass cheek. You were even mentioning that in the production part.
No, but like,
Oh god, this is
Yeah,
production
ass
media.
cheek,
Like there's some
bro.
big fucking.
no, but
There
you're
was
not paying
cake in
attention
the
to like.
movie.
No, but there's character narrative perspective. Look at Joker. We see him make out with Zazie Bates. He's not actually making out with her. He's fucking crazy. Like,
So
that just
okay, but
happened.
there's this hospital essentially like gunfight shootout that it's like, so how much of this movie's all pretend? All of it? Like, hey, maybe you're right. I hated the Joker trailer and ended up liking the movie. So maybe you're right, Nick. Maybe this whole movie is basically a talk about PTSD and what it's like to be assaulted and what it's like to live with it, where you feel the person's always there. Maybe you're right. I fucking doubt it.
I'm sorry.
Are you willing to die on this hill?
To Alan's point, I gotta show this.
What?
To Alan's point, this is what he was talking about. Watch this
Anus.
shit, people. Just threw him on the
That's
fucking.
so bad.
My head, my leg.
So bad.
That is some dumb shit.
Julian, we don't care. Yes, the director of Upgrade, and Upgrade is a great movie. We don't give a
I don't like
shit.
Upgrade.
it's
That
important.
movie is trash, so this movie might be trash too.
Hey, again,
Wait, what the
maybe
fuck
this
did you
movie.
say?
I
What
don't
Upgrade's
like
great.
Upgrade. I said it then. I'll
You
say it
motherfucker!
now.
I'd have smacked the fuck out you.
That movie is trash.
Oh,
Y'all just
Jesus.
jerk off to the fucking idea of robots.
Oh, you just
That's
hate it
not
because
true.
it's robots, and you fucking hate
It's the
robots.
fucking same thing. Every fucking robot movie. Oh, I get sentenced. Oh, now I'm gonna turn on my master.
Wait, he already gave.
It's all about essential humanism and all that shit.
Oh, just because it's not a stoner comedy doesn't mean
Yeah,
you
I
have
know.
to
The
boo it.
motherfucker over here, like, watching goddamn, like, documentaries of people's opinions and shit. Oh, George Bush is bad because I say so.
First of all,
I
history
say
is not
he's
opinion.
bad.
It's fact until it's not fact, just like Alan Science.
Okay, yeah, you got a point there. Sorry, Alan.
Hey, Gajay has the right to his own opinion, especially when it comes to, stuff like that for the chat that's yelling at him. But yeah, just because a director... I'm just ignoring you. Just because a director makes a good fucking movie doesn't mean they can't make a shit fucking movie.
True. No, you make a great point. But at the same time, and I don't even know the name of this director. I even looked in the description of this fucking video that they posted for the trailer, and I cannot find the name of this guy. But I will say that, that fucking particular director, what he did with Upgrade was he took, and, like, to Ganja's point, like, yeah, it's robot shit.
Sure.
Artificial intelligence. We've seen it before. And he made it fresh. He made it new. He made it
Yeah.
fucking cool. He made it grounded as well. It's not like they went ape shit with the fucking, like, circumstances. They were just like, no, dude, like, this guy is fucking robot. That's all.
That's
And he
cool.
had really interesting depiction of fight scenes that it's like, it's been a while since I see someone be that creative with a fight scene, honestly.
Yeah, and then Saw, he did Saw, and Saw, man,
Wait, what? Which one?
the first one.
Okay.
No, because the thing is, like with Saw, the reason why that was a good movie is because like it was something different, and then the other movies are like, hey, by the way, a horror genre. Let's.
Oh
Get
man,
stupid.
everyone likes people cutting their arms off. Cool, do it in every movie.
Yeah, what a fucking betrayal of what the original premise was. You fucking assholes. Like,
I think Saw was good for the first. Like, honestly, funny thing, I've never seen the first Saw movie. I've only seen 2 onwards.
okay, I didn't even get to see 2, man. I saw most of 2, and I was like,
2
grossed
is
out.
good, 3 is good, and then it falls off the rails.
Yeah, but no, man. It's just like I like the idea that they're modernizing the Invisible Man, but at the same time too, it's just kind of like I hope that it's not Invisible Man. I really do hope that this is her going fucking crazy, because for one, I gotta like bring this up too. Like her face,
yeah.
she looks fucking nuts. Like I'm gonna show this.
Well,
part
yeah,
later.
because especially in the interrogation, she does look crazy. She's looking like fucking what's his face in Venom when he's in the restaurant. Like she's looking nuts, but it's like there's too much like death happening right now that for this to be anything but exactly what we're seeing. Like this does not have any subtlety. And it's like, I'm not saying you can't make something interesting or good with the Invisible Man. I just don't think the thriller is a genre for the Invisible Man. Because even in the original, what was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the Invisible Man was a rapist. Like,
Yeah.
true and true out. Like, he was a rapist. And it's like, you can do something dark with that. You have to do something that's dark, not necessarily scary or horror.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for me too is just like I don't know why we're fucking with these old characters. Like for one, if she is crazy, that could have been like another movie. Like just call the movie Invisible, or don't like remake the Invisible Man. Like you don't have to do that. There's a concept here that's actually kind of interesting, and you just want to like put that stamp of branding, the Invisible Man. Man, come on now. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
That's another like that gives me a sign of just like the laziness of, or not laziness, but just playing it a little safe of like, hey, you know what? We'll get some money and a fucking budget if we call it this versus
It's
doing something-
Blumhouse. They'll get a budget of like fucking $5 million, no matter what their idea is.
Exactly, yeah. But I just wish that it'd be more like because
Raheem in the chat brought up Hollow Man.
Yeah, I love Hollow Man.
For the same reason, Hollow Man was okay. That ending is stupid.
I would say I liked it when I first saw it. It's really, really bad now.
That ending is so bad.
Yeah.
But he's also a rapist in that fucking movie. Like, he straight up is. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
he's a little bit handsy when he's invisible.
He literally grabbed a woman's tit out of her top. Like, let's not pretend here.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe she's abusing him. Who knows? I mean, look at her. She's like, yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Oh, dude, could that be the plot twist where he's actually trying to run away from her?
Yeah, no,
she's
like
the crazy
she keeps
person?
him. She keeps
So
him in
you
his
just
house.
turn into Scary Movie 2, both of y'all.
Sorry, we're trying to
That
do
is
some
literally
fucking...
a plot. with one
Have
of
you
the-
seen this fucking trailer? How boring and stupid it is?
Yeah.
Well, it's not boring. It's anything but boring, son.
Oh yeah. I honestly,
I can't argue that.
the worse it gets, like the trailer, the worse it got, the more I want to see how bad it is, because that actually scene looks so stupid and funny that I want to laugh my ass off. So I also almost want to watch this movie just to see if it's like as bad as it looks.
I don't know, man. I'm like fucking yawning just on the idea of watching this movie for 2 hours. Cause I'm just like, man, how much of this can be here walking around like, oh, what was that? What was this?
Paranormal.
What was that? What was this? Oh, speaking of that, Paranormal Activity. I didn't have it planned to even bring this up, but since we're talking about horror, what are you feeling about Paranormal Activity having a new movie out in 2020? Nothing, I guess.
That's
that's
my
your
head
response.
against my mic, because who cares? Like, honestly, I've only seen one Paranormal Activity movie, and it was the third one. And that was one of the worst movies I've fucking seen in the theater. The only redeeming factor from that was when the movie ended, some dude in the front one goes, "What the hell was that?" And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, man, I guess they're calling this Paranormal Activity 7.
Seven.
7.
Yeah,
7.
4, the marked ones. And is there a sixth one?
Yeah, the 6th one is Ghost Dimensions.
Oh, yeah. What the Ghost
Yeah.
Dimensions?
Hopefully they're not going with this, because I see over here it says yes. And
Yeah,
that's
is this
despite
our
the 6th one
modern
being
day
close to
Saw?
last chapter.
It's just the fucking Paranormal Activity movies?
So they're calling it the last chapter?
Yeah, well, I guess the last one, the 6th film, was being called The Last Chapter, which I don't remember that being the case. Ghost Dimension. Oh, wasn't it Paranormal Activity, Ghost Dimensions, the last chapter?
How the fuck should I know?
You're asking me like I know too. Like, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not that. I
Yeah,
thought
gotcha. You watch all the Paranormal Activity movies. You're an expert on ghost movies. What
Fuck
do you
I
think?
am. I'm good at credit ghosts, right, Alan?
Fuck y'all.
What?
Well, look over here. While Paranormal Activity 7 will technically be the 8th entry in the franchise, the spin-out the marked ones does not count as one of the core films, which is unfortunate because I will say the marked ones was one of the best fucking movies that came out of that franchise. I don't know if you felt the same, Alan.
I never saw it.
God damn.
I only saw the third one, and I refused to ever watch another one after how bad that movie was.
You watched the worst one though, you motherfucker.
I watched the worst one, but holy fucking shit! If I'm ever gonna sit through another movie of watch the panic,
That's fucking horrifying. That was good. Thank you, Alan.
panning left and right, and I was like, oh my god, nothing's happening. I literally sat down and watched a movie in which nothing happens,
Okay, what did you
in which
want?
the
You want some
camera
dumb
is
fucker named Alan
focusing
to fight
on him
ghosts?
fucking reading a book and writing down for a portion of the movie. He actively sees ghosts, like talking to his daughter, and tells his buddy, and the buddy goes, "This is good, right? We should do something," and proceeds to do nothing as they continue to fucking have their.
It's fucking ghosts. They're not.
His daughter is being haunted.
And punch that ghost in his shit.
His daughter is being hunted or being dragged Harambe style by a fucking ghost. Dude, at one point, like the child gets dragged across the fucking room and continues to do nothing, like call a priest or some shit.
Man, what? It's Paranormal Activity. Like the trailer.
Call a priest.
They do in these movies. That's what you should watch.
Yeah,
more
I
of.
know, but like that movie. Oh my god, I fucking. This is the movie. Oh, by the way, this scene isn't in the movie.
Yeah, no, there's a few scenes that are not in the movie.
There's a bunch of scenes. That trailer lies to you, where a lot of those scenes are not in the movie.
By the way, Alan, you're always wrong. But not this
Shut
No,
up.
I love how God did it perfectly too. Like, by the way, hey, by the way,
You can't outbeat me in a fast talking contest.
Wait, what?
Only Jet
you
can.
couldn't even like finish your shit. You
Yeah, I didn't even hear what the fuck said towards the end of that.
You got
What?
me in a fish sandwich.
I don't like fish.
But anyways, I don't know. Book good, Roxanne. Look, man, Paranormal Activity. The trailers tell you what kind of movie it is. So if you go into it and you're like, "Oh, this is some bullshit," it's like, well, you walked into the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you should have fucking known what kind of movie it is. You fucking asshole. And by the way, too, like the third one is the worst one. You should watch at least one of the other ones to actually like. know what
No,
to
I'm not
base
gonna
it
sit
off
there and be bored for 30 minutes, bored for an hour and a half. Go, is something gonna happen this time?
of. You scared the fuck out of me.
Don't even make that face to me again. I'll kill you.
Yeah, shit, he'll kill us. That was scary.
I got mace, sir.
But yeah, well, hopefully it's good. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a trailer soon showing the audience going, whoa, whoa. You know, I hate those fucking trailers, by the way. They did that for Countdown that came out like a month ago.
Is that
And
movie any good? Because it looked trash.
I heard it's bad. Like, very, very bad. So
Weren't you like, oh, this looks so interesting?
well, I would see it, then I would judge by myself, but I couldn't because
Why
I
don't
had
you
no
judge it,
money.
Nick?
So I didn't watch it.
Why don't you watch it, Nick?
I'm going, yeah, when I get a chance.
Do
I'll
it now.
watch Fuck you. Hey, we're watching the after hours.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, you sit there too, motherfucker, so everyone can be like, oh, Alan's wrong. Horror movies are great.
Oh, fuck that. We're not gonna fucking watch
By the way,
Countdown.
Ma, have you thought more about
Ma's
this
a
in the
piece of
comments?
shit. It still sucks.
Yeah, Ma's the best horror movie of the fucking year, y'all. Go see Ma. It's very, very good.
Nah.
Alan's fucking wrong. You don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
That
He's
movie
seen him do
sucked.
kung fu or some wire fu, whatever the fuck. So he's like, it's stupid. I'm sorry they got Ma swinging around in fucking CGI heaven. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Let me just go fall asleep on this naked dude as my house burns down.
He wasn't naked.
Hey, he was?
Yeah,
He's hella naked.
He had chonies.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He's covered in a blanket.
Did you see his dick?
Yeah, he did.
Did you see his dick, Alan?
Yeah.
Was their penis?
They actively show it in the movie.
I don't remember seeing his dick. I'm gonna be honest.
They literally, she almost cuts it off.
Nick does not remember Schmeat.
I don't know. Like that's what Alan took with him home. He's like that dick. You know.
Y'all are watching
I mean-
dicks
Yeah, it was
on the
called Ma.
theater
Yes.
screen.
Dude, that movie's so Ma is so fucking lame. Oh my god. I'm just thinking about the end sequence where she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make everyone pay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show your mouth shut because you talk too much, and for you, I'm just gonna stab you, and for you, you black guy, there can only be one of us. So I'm gonna paint your face white."
Yeah, that's a little stupid.
Shut up. Yeah, thank you.
That was a little stupid. Yeah, a little bit. We're gonna get into some video game topics really quick, man. And this is from comicbook.com. I don't really know too much about because sometimes they're just wrong, dude. I'm just gonna be straight up. They just are. But apparently, something leaked for PS5. It says unexpected PS5 feature possibly leaked the new PlayStation Pennant, and the Pennant is. Everybody guess what it is before we even show it, Alan?
Oh, that's probably gonna be a peripheral for the Move or their VR stuff.
Unfortunately, you're wrong, but I can see where you're coming from. But no, it's the Sony PlayStation cartridge. I guess what they're gonna try to do,
Sorry, what?
the cartridge, like kind of like
Why?
the Switch.
Interesting. Okay, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, thank you. Ganja, I hear that saltiness coming out right now.
But why? Like, why are y'all trying to go back to old
because
shit?
because okay, you understand is when you're dealing with CDs,
Are y'all
they
just
have
trying to blow on shit?
no. Because it's actually a kind of a brilliant thing that ends up happening is that
Yo, Julian, cool that fucking anti-Semitic shit in the chat.
yeah, really. What the
I
fuck
can't
are you
believe I
doing,
gotta
dude?
tell you that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
cool it off. You can get us in trouble.
Yeah, what the fuck. Anyway, when we dealt with there were limitations in cartridges for the N64 in which we weren't able to put enough space on there. And they're also difficult to make because of the amount of material required for one. So we moved on to CDs. CDs were a format that had larger space and they're easier to make. But when we got the Blu-rays, it was still able. It still took a lot to. That's why loading screens were so long. It was hard, it took long to read them because of the amount of space. But now what a lot of people are doing is because of the fact that we're dealing with we can make slightly larger cartridges that can hold a lot more space. Like I think Sony's developing this like cartridge that's like it's no bigger than your phone, but it can hold like 50 terabytes. Like still working on to make it financially reasonable, but they're working on it because they're able to get it where it's a decent size where you're able to work with. But because technology has gone so good, they're able to kind of essentially dual and triple and quadruple layer it to get a lot of space. So then going to cartridges would actually allow them to not only hold more space on a disk, so you only have one disk, but it also make it so that they can add processing power within it so that loading times aren't a problem anymore.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing too that I feel like is great for that. Also too, like just I think that the cartridges I never really had an issue with, like unless like 10 years after they've fucking been released, something goes wrong, they're like broken or whatever. But for the most part, like CDs, like if you fucking like have like a little grease stain on it, like you're eating Cheetos or fucking fries and you barely touch the end of the fucking thing, like that's it, you know, like that was annoying. And here's the thing too is like I like that they're gonna have some kind of new version. I mean, and this is all speculation, of course, but like if this is actually a thing that's gonna happen, maybe people will be more inclined to buy fucking you know.
Well,
physical media
they'll
again.
last longer. At the end of the day, it's like for me at the end, it's like
I don't know, man. It just feels like they're just trying to capture that nostalgia boom that's going on right now, with everyone trying to relive their childhood. That's the most iconic thing from our childhood is the Nintendo cartridge. Like you don't know how many times I've seen different articles about why you shouldn't blow into it, why you should blow into it. Did blowing into a blow bring it back to life, or moisture destroyed the cords? Like I have seen articles about that shit pop up every year. Like people still talk about the cartridges, and I don't know. Like you guys are saying, like so is this reason. You can still do that with a USB. There's no reason to make it a cartridge form except for the pleasing aesthetic to get the nostalgia boner hard.
Well, no, but the reason why you would do a cartridge form though is just because it's more like doing a flash drive. Like you don't want just a bunch of fucking like little sticks hanging around. Like I honestly feel like the Switch.
I don't know. I'd be kind of cool with like I didn't mind the Nintendo DS when I had the different little cartridges, like small ones.
No, but see that's the thing. I hate that. I mean, and granted, it's just subjective. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's like even with the Switch, those cartridges cost $60 fucking, and they're so small. I don't want to spend $60 on something that can be like, oops, I dropped into my bag of fucking Doritos. I know all my.
I would give you that, but like, all right. So this is back when I played Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. So I had the first Nintendo DS, and y'all remember they had the small cartridges.
Yeah.
And then they had the one that if you got the other one, you could put the old Nintendo games into and still play it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this little carrying case that had the different cartridges separated.
Sure, I got one as well.
Like, and once you get something like that, it's easy. But the problem is a lot of kids can't manage that. So I get where you're coming from. But that's the only time I can see it justified because you're making a smaller portable version that you go play at your friend's house, similar to what the Switch does.
Well, Ganji, you're missing out on one of the probably the most important fucking reason they're doing that is the box art. Like, I have a bunch of fucking what was it? I have a bunch of Switch games right now. Like, I'll pull one out, and it's like, do you even know what fucking game I'm playing?
Yeah, no shit.
Zelda?
Whereas, you know, they don't want to sit there. Well, we're not going to copy the Switch and make something super small that can easily get lost for a home console. What we're going to do is we're going to build a decently sized cartridge so we could put the whatever the game is, the fucking all the information on the front of it, the rating, our company's logo, the developer's logo, publisher, all that
if
shit.
They keep it the same price that it is, because my thing with a lot of these stuff,
they're not going to increase the price. What are you talking about?
That's one thing I worry about because the problem is when they try to chase these aesthetics with a lot of the peripherals, they're guilty of this, and that's why they always charge a fucking arm and leg for them, but they only a few games use them. Like they try to get you on these little fancy niches that don't really matter, but it's pleasing to market it and towards the nostalgia crowd. And I'm wondering, like, all right, so if it stays $60 to $80 normal game rates,
yeah.
I won't argue, right? That's just different. They're just trying to capture a vibe to work with the fucking console. All right, I get it now. It's just artistic. But if they try to increase the price because they're switching over to cartridges rather than still doing the CD or a more direct download base, it's literally just to get you on the aesthetic. There's no real what do you call it, mechanical or practical reason to it.
Not necessarily, because like we said, Blu-rays are very they're hard to read off of. That's why loading
But
time.
at that same point, why don't you make it small? Like, to make it that big size is really just for marketing. Because as you brought up the Zelda game, like, oh, you don't see what I'm playing. It's still to catch the eye of the consumer, so they go, oh, I recognize the game. Oh, check the cartridges. I had been playing that when I was a kid, or before I had my kids. I'm gonna go buy this game console for them and show them how to play these things.
No,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, Julie. If it's $60, I don't have a problem with it. It's just they're just changing the aesthetic of the console. But if they try to charge you extra for aesthetics, fuck them.
No, yeah, well, no.
Someone brought this up in like our Facebook community recently on Double Dose.
What's up?
They're bringing up like, hey, do you guys remember when games were like $50? And some people are like, no, they're always 60. The thing is, when I was a kid, I remember them being 40 brand new. Like, bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater for 40, like literally like the week it came out. So
no, I remember games being 80 or 90. Games like, especially for the 64. I remember a wrestling game being like $100.
Oh shit!
And I don't know if that was just because of Canada, but like I know that like especially like there were times like around that time, especially for NES games, where it's like because of the fact that they didn't make a lot, prices would vary wildly. Like right now, it's like, oh man, every game costs $60. Yes, every game costs $60. You go to Walmart, it's 60. You go to your mom and pop shop, it's 60. There used to be situations where if there wasn't a game at the Walmart and you had to go to a mom and pop shop, it might cost $30 more. Because nobody else has it.
Yeah, no. So I don't know, man. Like, it's just one of those things where I don't know how often this happens, where they come out with a new version of like a, you know, like not. I mean, like, because the discs, like, even with PS2, it's like it's just a disc that's just bigger. You know what I mean? Then like the Blu-ray disc, like, okay, it's just once again just same thing, just bigger. So not too many times in my lifetime have they actually changed how they sell the games. But I can't imagine this being more expensive just because of that. Like,
no, they would again. Sony Sony is a kind of dumbass company that really falls on its face as often as it possibly can. But they at least know not to piss off their demographic that much. That's kind of why they won this generation. What by essentially doing nothing.
Because to be honest, they didn't really have to fight too hard to not fuck this up.
They like Sony, Xbox shot themselves in the foot by going, "We're going to make it so that it's always online and you can't rent games and all this. You like us, right?" Boo! Sony's like, "We're not doing a thing," and everyone praised them as the hero console. It's like they did nothing. They just walked in the room and sat down.
And then Nintendo's like, "Listen, do you guys like playing games? We got you."
Listen, we don't give a shit. Here's a console for half the price. It can run the games at half the quality, but fuck it. You know, it has Mario on it. And if you like that, you'll like a bunch of the other stuff on here. It's literally for games for people that don't play a lot of video games.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, I love the Switch so far, man. Like, I only have like one game on it. I played like there's a Cooking Fever equivalent to that. Like, they have like these, you know, made for Switch versions of the mobile games that I've been playing, and I'm like, dude, this feels way better. Like, I literally deleted Cooking Fever off my phone finally because I have something.
I went and got the Switch Lite actually, just because I have a long commute and there's a lot of stuff I've been playing on it as well. I'm liking Harvest Moon a lot, which is weird actually. It's basically like it's like a Stardew Valley didn't suck.
Oh,
that's because you like the Minecraft version.
Yeah, I like Minecraft too. I got it on the Switch as well. I haven't had a chance to play that.
They literally got rid of the original creators because they went on to do that Minecraft shit.
Hey, I'm sorry for the original creators. I just had fun with the game.
Hey, maybe the creators shouldn't have sold their product.
They're already with the company. They didn't want that shit to happen.
Contra, you know you're gonna get a Switch. Why don't you shut the fuck?
Never.
They will.
Why? Like, that's like immature at this point. Like,
hey, everyone's guilty of being a little immature. Right? We're doing a show about it.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
But
if you get me it for Christmas, I'll let you play with it.
Oh,
the Switch or?
I don't want it clarified.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Well, I'm scared about what Rock's gonna say. I'm just gonna keep going because if she comes back and says something gross, doodle.
Anyway, but
Slay
Straight doodle in my hands.
I like
straight
how
pee-pee in your hands.
pee-pee on the Switch. I'm sorry for doing this voice. I'm sorry for doing this voice, but it's like it is my culture too. I can use a fucking voice. Okay, I talk like this. But yeah, no.
At least you're not trying to force it.
But the Switch thing, I feel like, or not the Switch thing, but the fucking PlayStation
cartridge.
Thing, like, yeah, the cartridge. I think that this is cool, but I feel like a rumbling happening, man. And it's like when they release like what this looks like, etc. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's great, I love it, cool. $800. Like, no, what the fuck? Like, I guarantee you.
Honestly, from what I'm seeing in there, I think it's gonna be $550 is my estimate on there because they need like console manufacturers know. I mean, Sony fucking already they lost the war because they put a fucking $800 console on the market. Let's call it the PS3, and it failed heavily. They don't ever want to go back to the PS3 days. What did they do with the PS4? They sold it. What was the PS4? $400.
Yeah, $390.
And $400 for what it was doing was like, yo, this is fucking dope. So what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna honestly, I see it between $5 to $550 because they're adding an SSD. They're gonna have full backwards compatibility with everything from PS2.
Do you know how fucking hard it is to do that? By the way, like that's gonna be so fucking expensive. Just that alone.
Yeah, they're probably also just the backwards compatibility, the SSD, so faster loading times. Hopefully, they add more than 2 USB slots on the fucking thing. And yeah, like honestly, and then with the extra parts, they need a kick-ass game. Like I don't know what game they're gonna showcase, but they need something that's like, yo, okay, because they need something crazy. Because what did they showcase with there? They showcased games like Watch Dogs and fucking what was that? Not Total War, Medieval Earth, Shadow War, Shadow War, which showcase the other shit that the PS4 could do in the background and do crazy background stuff. So it's like we need to see what that do because. Right now, more than ever, more than the last couple generations, consoles are competing with PCs. That was never really a thing prior because PCs were only for the crazy people that could afford it and actually knew how to build it. But now, even though PCs are still way more expensive than any console, it doesn't take as much, like, it's not as niche to actually build a PC. I have a fucking PC that's really, really fucking good, but I bought Death Stranding on PS4, and even if it was on PC day one, I probably still would have bought it on PS4 because it's one of those games where it's like, hey, this is going to run better on a console because of how intense it is. But it's like the next system that comes out has to be a good amount of it has to be a good amount of specs at a good amount of price.
Yeah, I'm looking over here in the chat, in the Facebook chat, Jet saying Story of Seasons way, 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 way better than current Harvest Moon. So you can take that, Alan.
I mean, okay, where's the Switch version?
That probably will come out eventually. I know PS4 probably has one. They released
and
a shit
it's like
ton of those.
way, way better. Okay, I enjoy the game I'm currently playing, and you're telling me this other game that's going to come out at some point is way better. I guess I'll get it.
I can't believe you supported the people who basically.
I bought it used.
By the way,
I did. What do you mean? No, I didn't. I literally had the fucking game cartridge with the fucking used logo on it.
I can't believe you've done that.
Also,
I can't believe you did this.
Jed, you gotta get let go of your hate for him for Minecraft.
For him.
I don't know
Seeing
what
as
happened
no
with you on fucking Minecraft.
buy Minecraft's playstyle and that creator is a piece of shit. No, I won't.
It's
It
a
sold
good
to
game.
Microsoft.
You basically played Ark, which is Minecraft to an extent. Like you technically like it. So stop acting like you don't fucking like Minecraft.
You
Stop
told me to
pretending.
play that, and you kept persuading me to. You
No,
literally
you and Alan and Ganja. You motherfuckers
No, I don't want to
left me.
hear this. We're moving
You
on.
left me.
I don't want to
You
hear
left me.
this.
Fuck you, Alan. You
Fuck
and Ganja.
you.
No, you.
You know
Ganja
what?
are
You know what?
assholes.
You know what? No,
And
no,
90s.
you
Fuck
left.
90s.
You left us first, but you know what? I'm glad you feel isolated because fuck you. You deserve it.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit. I've been hearing this motherfucker bitch and whine like he's a fucking artist that's suffering for his fucking craft for like a year now. Fuck him. Fucking sick of your shit.
Dude, Alan legit just told me off. That's fucking great. Fuck you. Oh,
I'm
God.
doing the last just so it pops up on the Facebook stream for that.
Anyways, normally I'd be talking about some more stuff. Obviously, Halo 2 turned 15 today.
Yep.
Emerald Street turned 35. Well, we'll do a quick little thing. I can tell you guys. Oh, shit. First of all, Halo 2, to this day, 15 years later, was that game really as good?
Building aspects are fine in games. It's the cute looking ass
What the fuck?
art style that's a piece of shit. Minecraft's art style is shitty, and so is every game
What
that
are you yelling at?
That's why Harvest Moon currently has such a bad fucking art style because they want to do that fucking Minecraft shit, and that's why their graphics.
Did her
look
signal Trump and her not know we moved on?
Who are you yelling at?
say. And if I got something else to say, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, but you just like you.
Ellen, let me finish.
No.
Alan doesn't know how to let the woman in his life finish.
Story. I'll
Fuck
see
you.
you.
Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, you're fucking great.
I'm done.
Are you done?
Alan does not let women finish.
Shut the fuck up, both of y'all.
Oh, my fucking cheeks. That's not what she said. My face cheeks. Fuck you.
Yeah, the reason we were laughing is because you jumped to like
And
mid argument.
Exactly.
Anyways, man. Yeah, Halo 2. I'm
Yes.
gonna be honest, man. 15 years ago when it came out, I didn't play it because I didn't have a fucking Xbox. But
Yeah.
every time I saw it, I was like, wow, this weird fucking thing with you jumping and then you start floating in the fucking air. And yes, I know it's different for that game. I know people like it. I know they're in
You know,
space.
it's also been around for a long ass
Oh
time.
Jesus Christ!
What?
Harvest
Nobody
Moon
cares, Jet.
Oh.
It's, you know what, Jet? It's not real.
creators, you know, that went on the story of seasons.
Jet,
'cause they
Jet.
actually
It's
loved
not
it.
real.
They wanted to actually, you know, do the same thing that they've been doing, but NASCAR wants to be a piece of shit.
It's not real, Jet.
Alan, you
That
can't
doesn't,
be
that
her.
doesn't work, Alan.
You can't.
That doesn't
you try
work.
to be
It
her,
works
but you
when I
can't
do
be
It's
her.
not real, Jet.
It works when I do it, Alan. When you do it, it just sounds crusty.
Fuck up. Yeah, like Harvest Moon.
Oh shit.
You're playing it. And you say you're
Yeah,
playing it.
exactly.
Stupid.
You're playing a crusty game, Alan.
Yeah,
You know
Halo
it's not
2
crusty.
and you can't stop me. I'll play it right goddamn now, and you can't stop me.
Story of seasons isn't crusty. Anyway,
All I'm saying is Halo 2 was not that great.
crusty.
Fuck you. I
Wait,
had
did
a
you
great
ever
time
play
with it.
Halo 2
Yeah,
at
I've been-
all?
All right, so I'm coming in now. This is my shit.
Yeah.
All right, Halo 2 was one of those games that I constantly played with a bunch of kids that lived on the res. And it was the game we play on the weekends or anytime we got up together because you would play the different death matches, and that's back when people make their own games within the game. Because this is before they had accessible mods to consoles.
Mhm.
And we would play the game Zombie, which would later become an
Oh,
actual
yeah.
game within it. And you would just find these random, like, different type of places that are either doing, like, cosplay area, where they're trying to meet up with different people in the game and do cosplay for real-life soldier stuff. My favorite is they had a role-playing server where the guys took it seriously and they actually tried to play it like a one-hit kill and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And they took it very seriously. And the world of Halo 2 was so fun for me because it was the first time you had true online experience in that level. And when people get on kids for playing Fortnite, that is the first example I give them is, yo, do you not remember how Halo 2 took over?
And yeah,
Because
And
it's
the thing-
literally the same thing.
So my experience with Halo 2 is I actually, honestly, until GTA 4 came out, I never played a multiplayer game because I just didn't like the idea of online multiplayer. Sure, I'd play, Smash with friends where we play local, but like the idea of going to a lobby with a bunch of people that were just trying so hard, and that's like, oh, I barely know what I'm doing. I don't want to keep getting killed. So I really stayed away from the multiplayer till almost like I was what 17, 18 by the time I even ever went to a multiplayer, just because I didn't want to fucking do it. So what I played is I played the Halo single player, and I actually really liked it because my problem with the Halo series is I feel like Halo's never really had a story. I feel like it just makes it up as it goes along. Because the first one didn't really have much of a story. Hey, aliens are attacking. Here's a gun. Shoot them. The second one's really the first time they ever attempted to actually give it a real story. And one of the things I liked about it was you dealt with the Master Chief stuff, and Master Chief's like, hey, I'm going to shoot aliens to stop the fucking Covenant from destroying everything. But then you played as not so much necessarily the bad guy, but you played as a different character for certain levels that was ambiguous to which side he was on. And he was eventually figuring out that he's on the bad guy's side and just trying to figure out like where he stands. And you jump back and forth between these characters to right to the end where they join forces. And I never really, up until that point, I've never really played a game like that. So I was like, wait, am I playing as the bad guy? Wait, are the bad guy and the good guy working together? This is fucking amazing. And it never really went back to that good storytelling. But it was such an interesting thing that I think Halo 2 really, it really lands a place in a lot of people's heart because you either are on the camp with Ganja of you play with your friends the entire fucking time, or you enjoy the story because it was such a breath of fresh air where how is this first-person shooter that's a sequel to a game that its entire story is shoot aliens in the face to stop them from making a big ring, have probably one of the best stories that came out that year, probably for that console even.
Yeah, because like here's the thing, and where I was playing from in the sense is because like, I saw people play, and then I played Halo 3, and I went back and played Halo 2, because even when Halo 3 came out, people were still talking about, Halo 2 was a shit, bro, blah, blah, blah. And I played it, and I was like, this is kind of like more or less the exact same experience that I got with Halo 3 and Halo 1 at this point. And
Halo 3 is terrible. I fucking hate Halo 3.
the campaign was bad, but I think that, the maps that are in there, like Guardian, for instance, and like that big
Sure.
sandstorm place was like probably one of the best maps in the entire franchise. And then Forge mode, of course, like that was fucking incredible. But
Yeah.
the thing is, though, is like when you go into Halo 2, I feel like this game was only cool because of basically what God just said earlier, how Fortnite is now. Because let's all be honest, everybody in here and everybody in the chat, even if we do play Fortnite, which, I mean, honestly, I feel like playing Fortnite now, but it's like, I know it's not a good game. It's just good for this particular genre, or not genre, but era. Because it's doing something that not a lot of other people did, and that's why it's standing out. And Halo 2 did that. But take away the fact that it was like one of the first really huge multiplayer games. This game doesn't really do anything different. Like it's just, it's
Well,
too
it
much
doing
the same.
anything different at the time it was, and then other games started to do stuff that was just like it. So when it came out with the sequel, it kept like Halo 3 is a piece of garbage as far as campaign, but the multiplayer is interesting, a lot of fun because it kept what made the core good. Like you saying that it didn't do anything different, I think is a really unfair statement to say because is the game still like if you were to pick up the game right now, is it still functionally fun? Yes, because it was always functionally fun. Is it the most unique experience ever? No, of course not. It's been 15 fucking years at this point. But at that time and 5 years after that, it was still one of the most unique things. It was the only reason Halo's the only reason Microsoft is a competitor in the video game industry. If Halo didn't come out, nobody would give a shit about Xbox because there was nothing else. Name me on the original Xbox. Name me 3 other titles that were even close to the popularity of the first or second Halo.
Wait, what was your question again at the end there?
On the original Xbox, name me 3 titles or even 1 title at this point that came to the original popularity of Halo.
Nothing.
You will have a tough time finding that.
Well, there's literally nothing. There's not.
There's literally nothing.
But at the same time, though, but that's the thing. At the same time, that's because there was a bunch of other shit on there to do that, and it's almost like an unfair comparison in that way too, because Halo 2 had this crazy multiplayer fucking thing going on for it, and I mean only like 2 other games kind of had that. I mean, Red Faction being one. Fucking
and the first Red Faction was okay, but apparently no one liked the second one.
And Unreal Championship had the counterpoint of having it on PC, so who the fuck's gonna play the because I will say Unreal Tournament or Championship, whatever you want to call it, was better than Halo, but it's just like you have another way to play it other than on the Xbox. So obviously Halo was like the second fiddle to
okay,
that.
but even then on the Xbox, obviously there's that situation, but it was also one of the most popular games of honestly of that decade. Like that series, again, you gotta understand this is someone that really honestly thinks the Halo series is overrated, but Halo 2, it getting the fucking it getting the love that it did, and don't tell me Connor Live and Reloaded. You're getting at me for spelling.
I'm gonna cut you, bitch.
Conquer Live and Reloaded is a bastardization of the N64 version.
Oh,
I say it's a superior version also.
Really? Huh. Okay.
Besides the cursing, it's actually very well done. It keeps it true to form. They do a lot of stuff they wanted to do in the original game.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like looking at this 15 years later, I mean, this game's still, like I don't know, like would you equate a lot of the success of these type of games to Halo 2, or
Yeah,
I mean,
100%. A lot of the way the shooting and especially a lot of the way shooters are almost kind of going back to that. I think someone's saying is one of the first times regenerative health ever happened in the series. So no one really did that at all, actually, for the most part. It's usually health bars and health percentages. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like it's like looking back. It's like looking back at movies like Blade Runner or the original Star Wars or whatever. Going, well, they weren't doing anything different. It's like no, but they were those games. They were those games and product and media that was so popular at the time for doing something no one's really ever tried that they stand the test of time because they were the first ones to fucking do it. And you go back, it's like, yeah, some of those games will still hold up, but a lot of different stuff took things from Halo. The way monsters work, the way level designs work, the way guns work. It's like a lot of stuff took a lot of things from Halo. So, and it was super popular at the time. It literally defined a generation of first-person shooters, which is why I always made the joke when Destiny was coming out, and they had on stage I think it was Destiny 2, yeah, and they're like, oh, Activision and Blizzard, the makers of the first-person shooter. I've also said the people that ruin first-person shooters, because what happens when something's popular in any industry? The clones that come out of it, and nobody, and I mean no game series has spawned more clones than Halo. Nobody.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can agree with that. I feel like Call of Duty kind of did too, but then again,
Call of Duty did, yes, but Halo was like, Call of Duty and Halo are just like tying for who ruined first-person shooters more.
Yeah, no, exactly. But here's the thing. So I think I've already made people mad with that one, but I'm gonna make people just a little bit more angry. Another anniversary happened today. A Nightmare on Elm Street has turned 35 years old, and I gotta tell you, I watched this recently. I watched this quite a few times. I watched it during the Halloween build-up of fucking last month, and then obviously we watched this when we were talking about horror movies in general. Like I think it was about a year ago. Gotta tell you though, I still feel this way even more so every time I watch it. That this movie is really not that fucking good, y'all. I love me some Freddy Krueger, but dude, 35 years. I think can we get to a point where we agree, or at least admit that Freddy on here is not really charismatic? The kills here are really not that great after the first kill, and the acting is absolutely atrocious. atrocious with every fucking person. Like, even Johnny Depp's bad. But Heather Langenkamp's bad. Her mom's bad. Everyone's bad here except for Robert Englund, and he barely fucking talks. Alan, I'm making people mad. Maybe you can agree with me on this. Do you agree?
Honestly, I completely disagree with everything you said.
Fuck
And
it.
as somebody that literally watched this last year, and as part of the horror movie binge, where I watched like fucking 30 horror movies in like a month. This is actually probably honestly, this is my favorite one out of this.
Oh,
Like
how the fuck?
the 8 movies that exist, this ends up being my favorite one because it was one of those things where it's like the reason I hated horror movies was mostly because of what Jason and what the later horror movies eventually do. Of we're not going to explain anything, we're not going to build these characters. They're just meatbags of interesting ways to watch people die. But with this, it's like you see it right away, and it was. I remember saying this in the first of the reason I loved it is because you're stuck in a situation where no one can help you, and when you first see the very first kill, it is gruesome. Like she's being, it's not quick. It's like a minute long of watching this woman flail across the wall and being torn up and turned into a pretzel. And the boyfriend's there staring in horror because he can't do anything. Like, how do you explain this? How do you do this shit? And as they're going through the movie, they're trying to sit there and break it down and explain it. And you do it with some of the characters, and they're feeling genuine horror and disgust and not sure what to do. And something that always bothered me in horror movies, I'm like, yeah, people don't really seem to care about death. As soon as someone dies, it's like, oh, fuck. It's like, no, people are actually giving shit. And there's also situations like, oh, these people are dying in horrible ways, and the cops don't seem to give a shit. But the thing about this movie is the death. The first one is really incredible and gruesome. The next couple are, I want to say they're not as crazy, but it makes sense where it's like, okay, the cops would be like, well, these kind of look just as random kills. We're looking for some psychopath. It's not till the very end where it starts to get to the crazy magic kills. But I did like the progression. I did like how it built up. And then the climax where she starts to almost kind of win. I'm rooting for her at this point.
But even in acting, though, it's like, like, I don't
it was
believe
okay.
You're real. You're not real. You're not real.
She's like 17. She's trying her best to fucking like fight off this demon as like basically a young girl. And I'm like, I kind of like that, especially. And it's like seeing the last death as horribly gruesome as it was. And you're just like, whoa, that's fucked up. And I was like, well, how are you going to explain this to a cop? It's like, oh, it's the last kill of the movie. The movie ends. So it's like we don't get to see what happens. We don't need to. We assume that they're just like, what the fuck's going on right now? And they can't explain it. But the movie ends at that point. And then the plot twist where she loses is like, yo, what? She lost? It seemed like she won. Yeah. So there's so much of this movie that I'm just like, I'm loving every fucking second of this. And it's a short movie. So I'm like, wow, this is a really good movie.
Yeah. For me, I just feel like, some of the things that happens in there, like, for instance, like her being able to bring him out into real life, and then he's just so fucking clumsy trying to kill her is fucking ridiculous.
Well, because he's not used to it. Too. No one's ever done it before.
Well, another thing, too, that's fucking strange to me is, like, she's trying to tell everybody, yo, like, fucking Freddy's trying to kill me. There's even a part where she is in a hospital bed and they're doing like this dream theory shit on her, whatever the fuck, and she pulls out a hat from her cooch, wherever the fuck she got it from, because where else can it come from? But
hey, you gotta hide it sometimes in the cooch, bro. Gotta keep
it. It's the best place to hide it.
The biggest thing too is like she even has slash marks that literally she's not around any sharp objects, but every adult's like, I don't believe you. And then at the very end, the thing that was the biggest slap in my fucking face, and everyone goes back to this moment like it was so cool just because Johnny Depp's in there. Like, I don't give a fuck about Johnny Depp. I don't like him that much.
I don't give a shit either.
But at the very end of the movie, he gets sucked into his bed and blood shoots up at the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like, the mom comes in, the coroner comes in, even the fucking dad who's been saying Freddy's not real and all this shit's crazy comes in. They see blood dripping from the top of the thing. There's no body there. There's no body at all. And yet, for some particular fucking reason, he still doesn't believe that there's such a thing as Freddy.
Well,
and we have this.
Well, because he doesn't know what he's looking at. He's in shock right now because how do you walk into a room and see blood everywhere and assume that's your child? You have no indication in any way, shape, or form. Like the first death, as weird as it was, and the stuff on the wall, well, at least there's a body there. With this, he literally vaporized off the face of the earth. So it's like, if he walked in and said, "My son," I'd be like, "How?"
No. I'm not saying that's not even his son, by the way. I'm not like
or whatever. Like if you walk in and assume that a person was there, as opposed to like your first time you see a room full of blood and no body, you're like, well, maybe some kids fucking killed a pig or some stupid shit.
Dude,
and like,
it's a pool on the ceiling. It's upside down. Like that's fucking that's impossible.
Well, it's also weird. Yeah, it's weird as shit, but they're not immediately going to either know that, hey, was there a kid in here? Was there anything? Is this some sort of whatever the fuck? Like, that's why I'm glad the movie ends there, because you can't have the character standing around what the fuck happened. You have to have them in this shock of like, they can't process what the fuck happened. So then you deal with the actual climax that's happening across the street where she's fighting the fucking demon that just vaporized her boyfriend.
I just think there's a lot of stuff, like, for instance, like, while she's not sleeping, Nancy's not sleeping, but yet somehow she didn't know that the mom who, by the way, she's drunk all the fucking time, but yet she's able to like bar up all the fucking windows within an hours. Like there's just
Hey, man,
so
drunk
many
speed.
things.
Yeah,
There's
because just because you drunk don't mean you can't board up windows.
Yeah, we did it in Miami.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. Meanwhile, I'm over there outside, and the fucking hurricane's coming. Ganja, is this dangerous? It's okay, bro. Just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm just sitting upstairs in the room. Lightning.
Ganja literally turned into fucking Raiden. Like I just like he had like all the knowledge of the world of the hurricane. Like it just very very comforting, but still scary. With Freddy though, it's just every other movie, and I know you make fun of it and you go stupid blah blah, but it's like most of these movies have to fit these fucking rules. This first movie doesn't even fit its own rule. It keeps telling you over and over again, you had to fear him, you had to believe him for him to fucking hurt you, and blah 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 all the stuff. But then at the end of the movie, it's like they just change it just out of nowhere. And
No, they don't. The whole thing was that it's hard to hide your fear. So the whole end of the movie is she essentially gets overconfident, thinking that she won. But he doesn't realize that she's not out of the dream. That's why he won, is because he still has power in the dream world, and it's hard to beat him. He's not an easy person to defeat. So when you're dealing with that situation of, are you in the dream world or are you not? That's what I liked about it, because like in some cases she doesn't know when she's dreaming or not. So she thinks she won because that's what Freddy wanted. He's like, hey, my last moments, I'm gonna make sure. That's what I love about this. Like, yeah, my last moments, I'm gonna make sure to think you won, only for you to lose. And then she gets scared again. Hi, I just got my power back.
I guess, because and to end it off, because we're not actually reviewing it, but it's like that's one reason why I get mad about these like first movies, because I get that a lot with like Halloween. People say the first Halloween's the best one. No, the fuck it ain't. Not even close. Not even close. It's so fucking boring. Michael Myers is taking his time walking everywhere, and like you get Halloween 2, and like he has like fucking like 5 or 6 kills. It's actually quick, scary, fucking like brutal kills. And then H2O is fucking incredible, even though I kind of changed my mind a little bit about it. Yeah, but watching it back again, like I was trying to force Jet to watch it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry about this taking so long to get started."
You bitch.
But like the Rob Zombie film, like I think Rob Zombie did a way better job with Halloween than fucking John Carpenter in the first one, for sure.
He did a better job in some places, but not in others.
Yeah, but then I don't know, man. Like people say, fucking like the first Exorcist is good. I gotta tell you, I was more scared about The Heretic. Like I thought another Exorcist movie, I think it was the third one, was scarier for me. Jason, those first 5 Jason movies are terrible, absolutely awful. The 6th one's the best one.
Oh
Jason
no, fuck, which one was the 6th one?
This one where he first got electrocuted, he comes out of the grave. And
oh
shit,
god, that movie! No, that movie's fucking terrible,
that movie's
dude.
That movie's fucking great. That's the Jason.
The first 11 Jason movies are terrible.
Ah, fuck you. I don't know.
I don't even know if there's more than 11, but I'm assuming there's around 11.
Max is saying, Nick, Rob Zombie did not do a better job. Okay, we will no longer take Nick's horror movie opinion seriously. That's fine, man, but like, I gotta say,
I've been doing that from the beginning. What was wrong with y'all?
I'm sorry, but like, I do think that Rob Zombie's Halloween is a good movie. I love the first Halloween. That's actually why I decided to watch all 10. Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, is good. You could tell at least he was doing a different take on it, even though he's essentially reusing the same kind of flow of it. What I didn't, okay, the one thing I didn't like about the first Halloween is we know nothing about this kid prior, so it really wasn't that big of a deal to me that I'm seeing a kid murder anybody, because it's not like, I'm not saying like, if we just saw the kid just going to school, if the first 5 minutes of the movie was just kid just going to school regularly and all that stuff, and then goes crazy and he's still a good kid, I'll be like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. But the fact that the kid just reveals he's this kid, I'm like, so what? Okay, I'm not 45 and I didn't see this when I was 10, so that make a big deal to me. But like, I did a big deal. But when I saw the Rob Zombie's Halloween, I'm like, this kid's clearly mentally disturbed. He's just waiting for a reason to snap.
Yeah, and the biggest thing too is like, these weird like cinema rules that they had to stick with the first one. Like for instance, in the beginning, they show this fucking kid, he stands in front of the house after he kills his fucking sister. And by the way, it's kind of funny, like that boyfriend she had. I mean, they fucked for literally 2.5 seconds. I mean, it was fucking weird. Yeah. I'm not saying I want to have them have sex, but Jesus Christ. But then like over here, Michael walks out in front of the house and then does his fucking like, ooh, cinema fucking zoom out. Where his parents just look at him like they're not wondering why you got blood in your knife, why you're holding a knife, why you're outside.
It's Halloween.
But come on, they just stand there looking at him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, movie, go, move, like.
Yeah, and then it just jumps. I'm like, again, that is honestly my biggest issue with that. So it's like, that's why I actually like the Rob Zombie Halloween. But I still think the first Halloween is a great movie, because one of the things I really liked about the Halloween 2018 kind of showed was I liked the camera work in which it made you feel like you were following Michael, like you were stalking
the
Michael.
long shots, yeah.
Yeah, the long shots and making you feel like it makes you feel like the audience is complicit in the murders because we're it's like we're walking behind Michael as he's killing the people, you know?
Yeah, and it made you feel like not accomplice, but it's just like, ugh, like I'm doing this kind of like I don't know, it's just
You
fucked
know?
up.
Yeah. Like you're there in the room while he kills people and you're not helping.
Yeah, no. We do have somebody in this call, by the way, that knows our horror movies quite a bit. I am curious, Rox, do you disagree with me on my criticism of the first ofs and some of these horror franchises? If you're there, 'cause I don't think she is.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So are you like talking shit about me while you're muted or something? Like, what do you feel about me talking shit about these first ofs?
Oh, she's playing pocket pussy. I heard it.
You heard the little jingles, didn't you?
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
We all did.
Yeah.
Turn off your notifications.
No, play Animal Crossing.
There's no one listening to me.
Yeah,
No, but like, I'm not talking shit about you. Your opinion's your own opinion. Whether or not I think it's shit or not, it's not going to change what you think. But I do agree. Like, a lot of people get so hyped up and focused on the first one. I honestly don't think it's that good.
Yeah, and I mean, there's things that are good about it. It's just I feel like 2.5 hours of this boy just walking around like.
None of the movies are more than, except for the Rob Zombie ones, none of the movies are more than an hour and a half.
I still
the
can't
first
get
one's
over that last ending scene where a fucking blow up doll just gets shoved through the door.
Oh yeah, and Freddy Krueger, yeah, like that was fucking. And Wes Craven was super against that. He was like, "Dude, don't do that." And Robert Shade's like, "No, franchise, bro, franchise," which is literally like that's one of our biggest complaints about Marvel movies and shit. It's just like everything's just so like franchise, money, 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 and that's when shit just gets terrible, And it's like Robert Shade did that with the first Freddy Krueger movie, And people are like, "Oh, I love Freddy," and I love Freddy too. Trust me, I fucking love Freddy. But the guys who will say like part 5 and 6 are bad because it's so comedic, it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's what blame Robert Shea. Like he had to make money, yay.
Yeah, fuck them. 4, 5, and 6 are god awful fucking movies.
I disagree. I think 6 is fun, but you hate fun.
Terrible.
You hate
No,
fun.
I just hate that garbage ass. Oh my god.
Wasn't your favorite Jason movie the one where he goes to Manhattan for like 5 seconds?
Yeah,
None of them
shit.
are good. I hate every Jason movie. The only Jason movie that I could tolerate was 9 because they basically just ripped off Halloween plot.
Yeah, but then again, that's the one that doesn't have Jason in it, Alan.
Halloween 9 has Jason in it. He's just
for
fucking
like 2
jump.
minutes because Jason goes to hell. He basically
Jason doesn't go to hell.
Well, we don't know what's happening off screen. He was probably in hell.
You said, and I quote,
Oh, don't you quote
that
me.
the
You don't know what you're talking about.
best fight scene in fucking any kind of Jason movie,
You
hands
can't even
down,
finish the sentence
was
because you're
the
busy
one
making it up.
in Jason Takes Manhattan.
I literally
Really?
Jason goes on a cruise more like.
Punches a dude's fucking head off.
I like the camera work in that fucking shot. Go fuck yourself.
So, okay,
That's the
explain
only
the
part of the
camera work
movie
that
I
you liked.
enjoyed. You're only upset about that because the ending is so comedic. But guess what? This is the Jason franchise. It's fucking stupid.
Dude, what about the camera angle did you like? Because I mean, it was just on. Like
It was
I
probably
liked
at
that.
the
Okay, I liked how
cinematography.
it panned out. It was able to show kind of the boxing. It showed that even though Jason is very tough and can take just about anything, hits can hit him. So he can be normal at some cases, but he still has like some sort of regenerative, so he's able to take anything in there. And I like the camera work of that when it panned out and you got to see a lot of what's going on. It made it seem like, because he's a boxer, so they use boxing shots. I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of interesting. You're only upset about that scene because of how stupid it is when he ends, when he punches his head off, and it looks like a fucking like a Rock'em Sock'em robot falling off. It's the only reason you're not upset about it because how stupid it ends. And I
That part
agree
was
with you,
stupid too.
but
He
I like the
punches
camera
himself.
work in that scene.
And that was the worst boxer in the fucking history of boxers, by the way. He's like tired. Like he's punching him and he's like, my knuckles, I can't. I'm like, dude, you've only been punching for 2 minutes. Rocky Balboa
He's
beat
punching
the
a
fuck
wall,
out of you.
man.
Dude, bullshit. Like Jason was moving and shit too. Like I bet
Yeah,
Rocky
a
would have
wall.
fucked him up. Rocky would have.
He's not gonna fuck up Jason in fucking New York.
If Jason was saying, "I'm gonna fuck a woman," like Mr. T, whatever, yeah, he would definitely whoop Jason's ass.
Nah, because even Rocky got his ass kicked.
Make Rocky versus Jason in Russia. Do that shit.
I mean, at that point, I don't know who would win, honestly.
Yeah, Rocky never dies. Just watch fucking Creed. Just, good lord. But anyways, yeah. Well, that's basically it, people. It's been 35 years. Happy birthday, Nightmare on Elm Street. But that first movie, kind of poo poo, kind of
good.
poopy.
The Spawn franchise.
But here's the thing, though. For those of you guys that didn't hear Alan's announcement, we're gonna do it one
Hi.
last time. Alan,
Oh,
tell him about the One of Us.
So yeah, since the start of January, with the start of the end of Gotham, I was part of One of Us, just doing various reviews. Then joined up with Screener Squad and a handful of the other podcasts that I've always been a part of. Unfortunately, just because of work and other obligations, I can't give the time Screener Squad needs in order to watch the shows and the screeners and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I will be leaving One of Us. Probably for the foreseeable future. This isn't the end of like, oh, I'm never going to go back with them. Maybe at some point if something does come up, but as of right now, I am taking a hiatus for a while. I enjoyed working with them. Everyone there was cool. Everyone there was accommodating. I learned a lot about not only just how to review something properly, how to lead a review, how to actually be a personality on a how to basically understand what my craft was and how to articulate and actually speak properly when I'm doing a review. So continue watching a lot of their stuff. They do a lot of good stuff. But the last review that I'm doing is the Nicolas Cage movie Primal. Spoilers, it sucked. It was just fucking boring. But yeah, that'll be the last one for the foreseeable future. I'm taking a break for that. I'm still going to be doing everything else like Illuminati, Chat Attack, stuff like that. But when it comes to One of Us, I won't be doing any more reviews for a while.
But the thing is, like he said, he's going to be on something else called the Illuminati Podcast. And that is at this other Facebook channel, Ganja Guru. Why'd you tell him about it?
Oh, go check that out. It's on the Metropolis Collective on the Facebooks as well as YouTube now. Got a page we're developing, about to release that shit, so make sure to go check it out when it drops. But on the Illuminati Podcast, we talk about politics, cultural stuff, history, deep philosophy. Alan brings up his love of China.
That's not what happened.
Alan says there would not be no new China if it's not for the Communist Party. If you
don't even know what that means.
Go check out the new episode of Illuminati Podcast.
Holy shit. Anyways, and with that said, people are going to go in the after hours. Make sure to find us on Discord, the Chat Attack, and then obviously we'll go in there and watch some Metastream stuff, music videos, talking shit to me about my horror movie taste. By the way, fuck you guys. I don't really mean that like Alan does. Alan hates you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
But with that said, we're going to go in there and, hey, hopefully play some fucking Smash. I want you guys to switch IDs so I can whoop your ass and humble you motherfuckers. I'm coming for you. And with that said, Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you count down to the whole thing?
3, 2, 1, attack the chat.
And find Jet. Find her on Facebook. Find
Or you
Rox.
could literally do anything else.
Find Rox on Facebook.
Find her being wrong about say Animal Crossing, about Harvest Moon.
At least I can spell.
Yes.
I can't wait to catch you and not being able to spell shit.
Alan, can you please spell animal for me really quick? I just want to.
If you go fuck yourself.
Like, you don't have confidence? Just do it.
I do have confidence. ANIMAL.
Good job, Alan.
Proud of you.
Fuck you.
Where's the blue ribbon?
Goodbye.
Did I get shot and all?